Hello and welcome. I'm your host, William Liu. I'm joined by co-host Alex Wong and co-host producer Jerome Chang. This is the Hello and Welcome podcast presented by Betway, and it is that time of the month, the best time of the month. It is Banter Pod time. Ground rules for people who are tapping in for the first time. If you are tuning in for serious Raptors content, probably just go to the last episode or the previous episode or then the next episode. We do like literally 30 episodes of Raptors per month, especially with the season now underway. Banter Pod, for those people who have tuned in for a long time, people send in questions, fans of the program send us questions. And of course, we talk a lot about our lives, but we want to be able to share that with you because it's always a really, really fun time. It's just a great way to sort of kick back, relax. You got a lot of laundry to do. You know, you got a load of dishes that you might need to do 3-4 times.
Your miserable job.
you better have a lot of dishes. That's right.
A meeting at 11 with your boss, got an hour to kill.
You're driving to New York and you need something to carry you through a third of the trip. We got you. This is the Banter Pod for October 2024. This is a long intro, but Alex, Jerome, how you guys feeling, man? You guys good?
Yeah, man, feeling great. We're here at Hardo Studios as usual. Shouts to Craig, Ivy, Lena, and the whole team.
No love for Ranger?
Ranger.
Ranger
be on a couple teams, so, we be shouting out the whole table of the Premier League if we're doing that.
Yeah, man. I mean, well, we love both teams. Shout out Hong Sheng as well. That's
Shout out to Hong
where
Sheng.
else he works.
They're going to come out in this chat. So, yeah, today we're going to talk a little bit about what's been going on in our lives. Last time, I think a couple times ago, we talked about our Vegas Summer League trip, which was really fun. Got banned from the win. We did some great content out there. What other great memories were there from Vegas?
What other great memories from Vegas? Yeah. Losing some money.
Yeah, losing some money.
Going up and down money.
You essentially having like the PG version of Rishi's night.
yeah. We're going to be talking about industry as well. So we're going to talk about our second team bonding trip, which is Montreal.
That's right.
Quick recap of Joe Cash's wedding. Will, you guys all help organize a surprise birthday party for me. So I got some questions about that. And then thank you everyone for sending in your questions and your emails. We're going to get to most of them. As always, appreciate everyone. So yeah, man, off we go. We were at training camp in Montreal for 1 week. Team bonding trip number 2. Jerome,
Super
man.
bonding.
Jerome,
we shared an Airbnb.
Yeah, so due to some financial misunderstanding, Will believed that we had to cram ourselves into a 4-room, 3-room, 1 washroom
actually
Airbnb on the plateau.
In Quebec, they
it
call
was
it
real flat.
In Quebec, they actually call it a 4.5. Actually, that's
okay,
what it is.
A 4.5.
Legit a 4.5. Yeah.
So this was forced team bonding. This is
I think Alex slept in the half.
This is well, the minute I walked in, I was like, shoot, this is like Big Brother. I gotta claim a room right away.
You gave me the big room.
So I claimed the room closest to the door, and then it wasn't until the second night when I realized that you had the master bedroom.
Yeah, you were a big fan of my room. It had a closet.
I was a big fan. How was your room?
Okay,
man.
To be clear,
we gave you a list, by the way.
When I booked it, Jerome gave me a list, and I just picked whichever one was actually closest to both the places that we would like to go, which honestly, I knew you guys would just be going to Mile End every day. Okay, this the Ossington Strip of Montreal is where we were going all the time. And also where the Raptors were practicing, which was at UQAM. So it was sort of a central spot for that. It actually did work out really well. It was like a 5-minute bike ride to get there.
The least expensive option of the list.
But it's also,
it was it was super convenient.
No, when you leave it to Will, he's sorting that price from low to high, man.
I was like, what? $190 per night?
There's no amenities in there, man.
$190 per night? I was like, absolutely, yes. I got to say, the photos did make it look way more spacious.
Yeah, they use that wide angle.
That's what they do, brother.
Oh, man. I was going to say,
that was your first comment when we came in. You're like, oh, man, it seems so much bigger.
I was like, wait, whoa. I didn't realize we rented a 1-bedroom apartment for us to stay in. No, it's fine. So Jerome had the most important job, so he got the best room. You drafted first. You took that room. I took a room that had no windows whatsoever, and it shared a wall.
It leaked a little bit at the top, right?
That didn't do anything, Jerome. I promise you. It didn't do anything. There were tiny windows at the top, as if, like you imagine a prison cell. There's like a little window you can see the world through. That's kind of what it was, just teasing me. And it was a very thin wall. So I can hear Alex snoring every morning when I woke up. All I heard was just this man's loud ass snore.
Like
Alex
I
had
said.
to hear mine in Vancouver, so
Like I said, man, like when a person is snoring, you should be happy for them because like they're sleeping really well.
oh, bro,
Like-
you were
like,
you were
know,
definitely sleeping.
I was in my REM cycle or whatever they call it. Wait, is that a band?
that's you in the
right,
corner.
man.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
so what else did we learn about each other staying at this Airbnb? I mean, I'm a confirmed 5 shower a day.
Yo, I
Yes.
thought you were
Taker?
joking about this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I wake up, I take a shower.
Mm-hmm.
We go
No,
grab a
hold on,
coffee.
hold on.
We
No,
go grab a coffee.
There
Yeah.
ain't no we about this.
Okay.
I wake up at like a regular hour, like
Well,
8:30,
this is
9.
across Vegas and Montreal. We have the same routine
That's
in the morning.
right. It was the
Yeah.
same in Vegas.
Yes.
At least in Vegas, we were going out, so it kind of like
Yes.
justified, I guess, late wake ups. Not, I mean, whatever. You can do whatever you want, man. You're 40. Congratulations.
That's
again.
right. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
And yeah, so I would wake up. I would use the washroom. Jerome would see that someone's up and awake. He'd come out, and then we'd be like, "Do you want to get coffee?" Yeah.
Yep.
We would go to the various coffee shops, which is great. Shouts to Cafe La Big Trouble in the Hat, right? Once again, and we would always like have a whole convo, sit down, eat a little, pain au chocolat, a little chocolatine, as they say.
Chocolate. I like the
Uh,
chocolatine. better.
Chocolatine
Yeah.
is mad cute.
Yeah.
I do. Yeah, there was always this old Chinese guy that would walk by and be like, "Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
we all yellow."
Was
And
it
then-
the same? Was it the same old Chinese guy every day?
Actually,
Every
yeah.
day.
I'm just confirming.
He
here.
would give us
Yeah.
like random news from China. He's like, "Yo, today in China, it is a national work
recognition or some sort of acknowledgement day.
Yeah.
Because it was also
national-
indigenous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
in any case, we would have the whole morning to ourselves, and then we were like,
Whole morning is over exaggerating.
we should
first of all,
probably
because I
get
know where this is
something.
going.
We should
Yeah.
probably get something for Alex.
We
You
always
pick up your
do.
little iced matcha lattes.
Yeah. But by the
You
way,
know.
this is at like 9 a.m. It's not the whole morning. Yeah.
Okay, debatable.
Okay.
Yeah,
Debatable.
yeah.
Because we would
My
come
first
back
alarm.
in.
My first alarm is usually 9:30 a.m.
Yeah,
I'm
and
gonna
then
check
you
my
sleep-
alarms right now.
You sleep through that, and then you scroll your phone for another hour, man.
It's like, why is he retweeting hello and welcome but not answering?
And then this
us?
man would emerge from his room, and be like, "Oh," and then like just have like these ball shorts on. This man also sleeps in a jersey at all times.
hooping.
This guy's crazy.
Hooper.
What are you
Pure
hooping in your
hooper.
dreams, man? This guy's
Man.
sleeping in like a Morris Peterson or whatever.
And then I take a 30-minute shower.
And then
man.
you shower. And
Good
then
times.
and then when we use the washroom afterwards, there's just 18 towels on the ground.
Yeah, also because there was like the leaking, or we couldn't figure out how to keep the water from like getting
Yeah,
out. So
again,
we were just constantly,
I'm not trying to leave a bad review on this Airbnb,
No.
but
It was a
you know,
nice spot.
That spider web in the bathroom kind of turned me off day one, but
sure.
it's chill. you know?
Definitely had a spider in my room.
Yeah, it's all
Yeah.
good.
It's
all
Montreal,
good.
bro.
It's
Come on.
Montreal.
Yeah, but
Montreal.
5 showers, man. Wake up, take a shower.
Yep.
Go out with you guys. If I go grab a coffee, come back, take a shower.
Yeah.
Yep.
Go out for lunch, come back, take a shower.
Yeah.
Before dinner, take a shower.
Yeah.
Come home after hanging out with you guys, take a shower.
So
Yeah.
have you always done this? Is like a COVID relic, or is it like
Oh no, this
No,
is
this-
like
you've been
this is
doing
like
this?
a 40-year-old type situation. Yeah,
Like-
I'm
since
the
I
same
was
age as
self-aware
you.
to take shower.
wait? So but like why though?
I just don't. I don't like the idea of when I come back inside to like a home to have like outside to bring the outside with me.
Yeah, I get that.
So like it weirds me out when people, and not to like attack I guess every single other person in the world, but it's like when people come home and don't shower before they sleep and they just go to their bed. I'm like, yo, damn, that's crazy. Yeah.
That's what I do.
Oh, yeah, though.
Yeah.
I definitely
what I
the shower
do.
before sleep is like, I agree with
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
But
But the in between ones I agree are very excessive.
the shower to sit on the common couch.
Yeah, that too, man. I think it's just comes from a place of respect. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you don't want.
I think the thing.
I just
'cause
think
we-
I just think outdoors is very filthy. Yeah.
No, that's
just
fair.
Everything's
And it
just
is.
dirty outside. You
Okay,
know what I mean?
dog.
Yeah.
The thing I'm because you told us about this. You did this in Vegas as well.
Yeah.
So we
But
knew.
we
about
were
it.
we were in actual
we were in
separate
different
rooms.
So yeah, but
Yeah.
we knew that like
yeah, you guys
we
had to
would-
wait for me to shower. and
Yeah,
stuff.
so the
Yeah.
part I was not prepared for is how long some of the showers would be.
Yeah, so my showers go from between 5 minutes to 30.
That's right.
In Vegas, I was pressed because like we were usually kind of running towards
Of
like
course.
going to different things.
Yeah.
So like we'd go back to our hotel room and it'd be like, okay, let's take 15 minutes and then catch up again. So I'm like rushing to get in the shower, make sure I get that shower in.
It's a quick shower, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
where sometimes I
You
just
gotta get
like-
dressed again
I just
after.
like to let the cold water hit me a little bit for like,
There you go.
10 minutes passes, 20 minutes passes. I get a lot of clarity on my life.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then I get to hang out with you guys. It's beautiful.
Yeah, because there was one particular afternoon,
It's a different
which the thing is, in fairness, I was locked in on doing an edit. So I just had lost track of all concept of time. Yeah. And so I just remember editing for a while, knowing you're like, I'm just going to hop in the shower. And then I felt like I was editing for like an hour. And then I remember just pausing and thinking to myself, should I check in on Alex?
It's like, yo, why is he
he's just about to turn 40. I don't know if this is an existential crisis situation.
It's like when you sit down to play poker in like Vegas. Sometimes maybe it's like a 5-minute run. Sometimes it's a 30-minute run. You got to see how you feel, you know?
Sometimes we got to put you on the clock.
Once you just step in there, so. Yeah,
but it was
my fellow 5 showers people out there.
Yeah, let us know if you take 5 showers.
Yeah. If you take 5 showers, just let me know.
Let us know if you take more than that.
What are your water bills like?
That's
how much you pay for water a month?
It's pretty controlled. I don't think I pay for water in my building.
What?
Yeah, I only pay for like electricity stuff.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
We talking hydro.
I mean, I pay mortgage and high maintenance fees, you know, so that's no problem.
Okay.
Yeah. H2O is the least of my worries.
Oh, fair enough. All right, cool.
All right, so
Montreal,
we learned that, and then I think we had a great time too, like just linking up with a lot of people in Montreal.
We did.
Amazing.
So
the Raptors coverage was cool too, but obviously you already heard about that.
Yeah, Raptors coverage was cool.
You saw it all.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, you saw it all, and we got to connect with a lot of people out there, like Albert from Double Dribble. I know we actually have a list here, right?
Let's go. Hit
Where
this
did the
list.
list go on here?
Hit this list.
It's right below Alex's surprise birthday party. First of all, we didn't even shout out Kevin from Virage Sonore.
It's terrible.
Every time I try.
Every time I try. No, Kevin was kind enough to offer his studio space
twice.
Yeah, because we actually needed a studio to shoot in once we were in Montreal.
Because the Airbnb was trained.
Airbnb was like way too small to shoot in.
I'm a big fan of our Airbnb
We did shoot
the
one
outdoors
episode.
Was very nice.
That was fun.
Just on the outside, because this being Montreal and all, you got to shoot with like some like fire escapes behind you, some stairs, all that kind of stuff. It was nice. And then, but aside from that, we needed actually, we can't take Matt Devlin there. You know what I mean? Like, we can't be like, hey, Matt Devlin, come to our tiny Airbnb.
Let's sit
outside.
Could have taken Devlin.
It would have been a vibe.
Devlin's not going to care.
I want Devlin to respect us, which he clearly does. If you haven't seen that interview, by the way, great interview. I thought we did a great job. Thanks to myself for complimenting me.
Goodness.
But and then we needed a studio, and it just so happened that we obviously have some friends and who listen out in Montreal. And Kevin hit us up, and he was like, "Hey, awesome, I run." Virage Sonore, and do you want to come through and you check out the studios? And we realized it was actually Matt close because we were going to Mile End every day, and it's firmly Mile End. Shouts to Rue Rachel or Rue Rachel.
I thought you were racializing that street.
Rue Rachel Street. And it was actually awesome studio. The women's hockey team was also using that studio in that time too.
That's right.
Yes,
so
sir.
it was just like a really cool space, and Kevin was super inviting. He was like,
he produced the show.
He literally produced the show. Yeah, twice too.
No, thank you so much, Kevin.
Yeah.
I know we sent you some hello and welcome merch, but whatever else we can do, let me know.
5-star reviews. Honestly, if you were a fan of that episode, go find it on Google Reviews and give the man a 5-star review.
Sure.
It would be really cool if you guys.
But also if you need a studio in Montreal, this is where you should go. Where else did we hit up?
I mean, you mentioned Big Trouble too. That was like the breakfast spot.
Yep.
I had a chopped cheese sandwich there. It was actually really good. And
breakfast sandwiches.
Yeah, when we went there, it was like I think the owner's name was Sergio.
Yep.
And he recognized you and like listens to the show and stuff like that, which is super cool. Like that was one of the super cool things, like just running around Montreal, just like running into people who listen to the show, or like be able to tell people that we started this new show and things like that. I know we had a few run-ins. I know you guys run into somebody like at the open practice too, at the Raptors open practice.
Yeah.
We
had a couple.
Cool.
Lots of fans of Raptors open practice. Shouts to Cafe Le Big Trouble though, or Le Cafe Big Trouble, because me and Jerome just like needed other cafes to go to other than the one right beside our house. You wouldn't know, you were fast asleep. So
because when you came with us, it was our second time already going there.
We had already gone
there.
there.
Of my REM cycle, man.
We were there, and it was like we had such a good time. The breakfast sandwich was insanely good.
So good.
No, highly recommend that.
You bought a hat. I got a bag of coffee.
Much.
Shouts to Olympus Coffee. The second day when we're like, we should take Alex because it was so good. It's the only place we actually repeated in the week. We got there, and the owner was there, and he was like, "Whoa."
He ran in from outside.
Yeah.
He saw us walk in, and then he
Plus
ran in.
Sergio, I mean, he got crazy swag, man.
Oh yeah,
Like I don't even know how to describe the fit.
over
Like
it.
he had like that ripped shirt, like a crazy belt.
A crazy belt. What was he? What was he? Batman?
No, you know, certain guys just has this
gadgets?
like crazy fucking aura about them, and like that was Sergio, man.
Yeah,
And when we posted the photo, everybody's like, "Yo, that's Sergio."
Yeah, everyone
like, he's
knew
a
him.
known figure in Montreal. Man.
Shouts to Turbo House. But no, Sergio was mad cool. He was like, "Yo," and then he's like, "Anything you guys want, it's on the house."
Don't worry, man. I left that $20 tip, bro.
Oh, you did? Yeah, actually, I remember you did.
You know, I'm gonna leave a $20 tip and not mention it.
Okay. Goodness. Well, anyway.
Anytime you feel like paying a $20 bill, it would be great too.
That was nice. What else we see? We hooped with fans. One of our other objectives was also that we wanted to get into a ball run while we were out there. But again, like it's hard for just us pull up and just play
this was on
anywhere.
my actual birthday. We went to
that's
what was
right.
that restaurant we went to? You took us to
We went to Pichai.
yeah, we went to Pichai, which is a really good
Abaji.
restaurant. And then Albert from Double Dribble, you guys should check out his basketball clothing apparel brand. It's being carried at Livestock now too, both in Montreal and here in Toronto. Like him and Heather from Ball Her Way, they organized this like weekly run in Montreal. Where was that area? It was like what was that called?
Bro,
NRG or something?
NDG, man.
NDG.
Notre Dame de Grasse.
Were they a political party or something? Yeah. So
brother, not the third time hearing that joke.
ah, damn it. Hate that we hang out off air. But like, yeah, they organize a run and it's super cool. You have like people from like different walks of life, different skill sets, like come in, super welcoming environment.
Free as well.
Free as well. I believe he told me there's like 200 people who are signed up to like the mailing list.
Yeah.
And it's like they usually try to reserve 20 spots and those spots go like really quick. But like Albert and Heather just wanted to create an environment where people could just like come play basketball in a way where it's like, oh, if I'm a beginner, I can learn the game a little bit. If I'm like more competitive, I can still be a part of this. And I think he just created something really cool and it was cool for us to like pull up and be a part of.
No, it was actually mad inspiring because like it actually made me one of the first things we said after we left to go to the Orange Julep after, which again, it was your birthday.
Man.
So we were doing whatever you wanted.
Yeah.
And we're in that Uber ride. And I'm just like, yo, we should do this like ourselves in Toronto. Like, I think just creating more of these spaces for people to like come together and hoop and all that kind of stuff. And we have lots of connections here in Toronto in the basketball community. Like I would love to set up like a community run where we get a consistent group of people. Now, of course, like we want people who are cool. And I don't mean cool like because you're like
went from exclusivity to we only want people who are
no, I mean like I don't want you to come and be like,
no, I get
you know
it.
what I mean? I pull up and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna pretend I'm Jamal Crawford, and it's like you're not, man. Let's play basketball the right way, okay?
Yeah.
Sorry, no shots until you make 3 passes first of the possession. I want to see
George Mikan.
I want to see box outs and hard, firm screens. No, but you know what I mean? Like, don't be an asshole if you come through and play.
Good
you know what I mean? Like, don't try to make it about yourself. You know, like, and just like come through and like actually enjoy hooping because that was actually really cool to go. And it just so happened that there were 2 fans there at the show. A fan
invited you separately, and we found out it was actually Albert's run.
Yes, to Lucas
and Anshue.
Anshul.
Okay, just bring that one twice. Sorry, Anshul.
Anshul was guarding me first game. I remember that.
Yeah, and Wes at McGill. What? Is that
Wes, Anshul's friend.
Okay, I'm just
Anshul's friend Wes was
Sorry,
at
I've
the
become
McGill
AI.
open practice.
What's going on, man?
Who like said what up to us there too. Yeah.
Yeah. No, man. And then from the Raptors.
By the way, I got shouts to Lucas for the first time we took the court together. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna take it at him. And I'm like, I know you're a stan. You're not letting you score on me.
No,
it's not gonna be a story for you, Lucas.
There was one
buckets on me.
There was
man.
one game when it was like game point, and I remember he was trying to go at you. One of the guys was trying to go at you to like get his moment.
I was like, nah, man. I don't know what you think this is.
Man. Yeah, it was cool, man.
I was gonna foul you, Lucas, but
and then what else did we do in Montreal? I mean, we went to a lot of great places to eat. Anything
shopping?
else special? Yeah, a lot of shopping. Jerome and I were on Saint Laurent every day.
How many vintage shops did you guys go to?
Probably between like 10 to 15.
That's crazy. We were there 5 days.
They're all in the same like block. Though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't make us get defensive about our habits.
No, I don't mean like. Okay, fine. You're right.
But you know,
fine. You guys do whatever you want.
No,
man.
one of the things whenever we travel, like
you were there for 6 of them.
We did blitz through them.
Yeah. I mean, like whenever I travel, I try to just look for like cool shops to check out. Like it's cool, not even just like go
you have
check
the
out.
best list, man.
Yeah. So I had this running Montreal list that was going, and every place I walked that Jerome pointed out, I was like, yeah, that's on my list. And it just became a thing.
Goodness.
it's one it's one of those things where everything's a joke with me and then it becomes serious. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm starting to
That
learn.
was by the third store.
I'm learning being around you two that I'm actually like a super competitive person.
Yeah.
Which is fine.
And as our therapist said, there's nothing wrong with that.
Mat leave. See you in 6 months. So, anyways, Montreal was super fun, man. Like anything else we
great.
want to call out?
Anything else we want to call out? I don't know, man.
I mean, you
What else
got
we
to
wanna
meet up
call
with your
out?
brother. Your brother goes to
Oh
McGill.
yeah, shout out
My
George. I
brother.
love
Shouts to George.
I
Yeah.
didn't get it. I've never met George. I don't.
Yeah.
You flew home.
Because I had to go to
You had
my
to go
friend
to-
Joseph
yes.
Cacharo's wedding.
That's right.
That's next on the rundown.
Yes.
Yeah, Jerome, give me your Google review of seeing my brother George.
Oh, he's the sweetest person.
Okay.
He's like a
Yeah.
smart kid.
His neck was sweating just the same as yours.
you
He,
got a
he
long
wore
neck,
that.
though.
He wore that worn out Shea Gilgeous-Alexander.
I
shirt,
told
like
what
you.
you
called.
predicted. Yeah.
Hey, thanks once again, Ashton.
Yes, for that.
We love
but
that
like,
one.
Hey, it got its use. But no, I got to hang out with him during the game itself while we were all at the open practice. And then afterward, during the React pod. And it was kind of fun because like I think it might have been the first time he's actually ever seen you do your job.
Yes.
Yeah.
It halfway became take your kid to work day. Because I had to actually, I guess, cover an open practice.
You did?
By the way, that open practice was so funny because like the gym at McGill, I just wasn't anticipating how small it is. Like it was smaller than my high school gym.
It was really hot.
It's so hot in that gym. There's no AC. Apparently, would have cost millions of dollars because the Raptors actually looked into it. They were like, "Hey, can we put AC here for
yeah.
our professional franchise?" And they were like, "Yeah, it would cost millions of
Well,
dollars."
this
to
It was
rent
the right
general-
size for you
yeah.
to film all of it on a wide angle camera.
Yes, we also had a running gag in Montreal because like basically it was like only one of us can go to practice. So I was going, but that means we didn't have Jerome as a camera, we didn't have you as the vibes person, and so I was like, okay, I'm gonna try to do 3 jobs in one by going for the team, and so I'll be a reporter, but then I'll also try to have a camera. The thing is, like, it's hard to do both at the same time.
Shout out our cop cam.
Yeah,
So,
we bought
so
a new
Jerome
body
had an
cam.
idea
body
that
cam.
we should just describe the cop cam for us.
First I'm so mad I said it because I can't stand the term cop cam.
Yeah, it's not a real cop cam.
It's called
it's-
it's called Instacam, right?
It's an Insta360
Okay.
vlog camera. It's a really small camera that like is very convenient to connect to like different things. So one way you can do it is magnetically connect it to something that you're hanging around your neck.
Right.
And so like you could just like very easily have it attached to about your chest. Shout out Sarah for introducing it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Right.
Yeah, and yeah, so we wanted to have it as early as I think Vegas because we just thought it'd be like a fun experience for
Yeah.
vlogging purposes.
Oh, why is Alex crashing into the win? Art display.
But and like it was like we've kind of tried it out with different ways. Like when we went to the Ball Don't Stop, like we had Alex run the camcorder, and then we realized that was maybe asking too much of Alex. So we thought
That was a lot. That's a lot.
Zoom in, zoom out.
exactly. And so as a result, we decided like we were able to get this camera, and it became super fun. Like you made it so useful and like creative the way you used it at Scrum.
No, you're able to pick up a lot of good content.
It was really fun
at practice.
And then Alex, for one of our days out, which if you follow at Stephen LeBron on Instagram, look for his carousel on Montreal. The last slide
yeah, last slide, baby.
is your Insta360 tour.
Yeah, still somehow only allowed to post 10 on this IG slideshow. What's going on, man?
Yeah, what's going on?
Are you
bro?
still stuck at 10?
Yeah,
Even
is
the
it
hello
'cause my
welcome
phone's
got
old?
20.
Do you need some money?
Is it because I haven't done
Oh,
those
we're not gonna
iOS
go over,
updates
We're
lately?
not going over tech specs on the show.
Damn it, man.
Yeah.
Anyways.
So anyway, the cop cam actually captured the whole practice.
It was really
but-
good.
No,
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
super
You
cool.
don't want to see that thing, man.
Yeah,
You don't
you-
want to see it. Like, first off, they're playing in a high school gym, so like every 3 was really a 2.
I like
Man.
being at the thing. Like I bought a ticket for the game, and I was
Yeah.
just sitting behind you. And then you're like, "Oh, by the way, Jerome, I'm filming the whole thing," and I was like, "Fine."
Yeah. No, but we actually had
So you
people-
got to say to Will sometimes.
This is how die hard our fans are and how much they love the Raptors. People literally reached out and was like, yo,
footage
yo, yo,
exists.
Can I get the footage? Can I get the footage? I'm like, no, you don't need to see Jonathan Mobo airballing some threes from the corner.
Yo, slap that on a DVD, man. We could have sold that shit.
Goodness,
That would
man.
have been sick, man.
That's what people think we're doing is, you
Yeah,
know.
just bootlegging.
Bootlegging
open
on the
practice
street.
content.
Find us in front of Dragon
Yeah,
Center.
we're the worst people in the world. Sorry, half an hour, the bitterness comes in.
Oh, man.
All right, so after that wonderful Montreal trip, we all flew back. I flew back early. on Friday, and then you guys flew back on the Saturday. And this was a huge day for you, Will, because you got to take your dad to watch one of the greatest athletes.
That's right.
In the world. First of all, Messi, Lionel Messi. Where would you...
What?
Lionel Messi.
Thank you.
Where would you... Lionel Richie?
Hello.
Welcome.
Where would you rank Lionel Messi on the list of current global athletes right now?
You can do
what number is he coming in
athlete?
at? What number is he coming in at?
I think he's literally the number one global athlete.
He's the number one?
In terms of like relevance, in terms of like
Damn.
global recognition, like I think he's actually a top 10 most famous person in the world.
Yeah, I'm
not
down with
kidding.
that.
Like, I'm
but
actually not
athlete-wise, you put him right at the top, eh? Like number one.
No, like who's the best active athlete? No, I wouldn't say that because he's older now.
No, but like recognition, like globally, like
absolutely.
everything.
Yeah. What? That's not even a remotely controversial
Who else
statement.
would you offer as
Who's in this list, man?
I actually don't know.
Who you want,
I just want to ask the questions. Yeah, maybe one of the tennis players. No, they all
Which
retired
tennis
though.
player, bro?
Federer retired.
He's bigger than Federer.
Definitely. Yeah, he's better.
Yeah.
He's bigger than him now.
Soccer's the biggest sport
Is
in the
there
world.
no other soccer players right now that's
bigger than Messi?
Like, what about
There's
any of these
better
young
than
guys?
Messi.
Any of these young guys like are big stars right now? Not really.
Yo, when you walk around the city, do you see Kylian Mbappe shirts?
I mean, no, I don't really. Yeah, you're right.
I live
I don't
in,
see. Yeah,
I
I
live
do
in
see
the
the
most
Messi
Portuguese
kids.
neighborhood in Toronto, and I still see Lionel Messi shirts.
Yeah,
You understand? That's like wearing that's like a gang color over there.
What?
Because everyone else is Ronaldo over everything.
Okay,
'Cause they're
so
Portuguese.
Messi. So you took your dad.
Yeah.
You took Big Ron to go see Messi against
my
TFC.
Bron.
But there was a lot of stress heading in because he like you didn't know if he was gonna play, right? Like he didn't even start.
Yeah, I mean, there's a big question about that because like he didn't play in the previous the matches in Canada. I don't know if it was in Montreal or Vancouver.
Plus, tell him what he did in Hong Kong, bro.
He just
Why
didn't,
don't you
he,
tell
he-
them, Alex?
It was a preseason tour. They went around the world because he's a worldwide star, and he went in Hong Kong, but he didn't come out to play. He didn't come out to wave at the fans or anything.
And they got really mad.
Fans got really mad. Now, I mean, it's honestly not that hard to anger Chinese people, apparently. So it's like, apparently now he's not as popular in China anymore.
Yeah.
We're all just converted to Ronaldo
Wait,
now.
is that why you wanted him to be knocked off a pedestal and not be acknowledged as the top athlete in the world?
No,
Because
I
he
was just
our
curious
Hong Kong
what Will
representative?
thought, like where he ranked.
Right.
Oh,
right.
but you guys know, as it says on my passport, I'm Canadian. So I'm like, yeah, that's all
Damn.
good with me. Yeah. No, and I think it was a lot of stress because, like, on Wednesday, I was checking it throughout the week. On Wednesday, he had played in Kansas City or something. No, it was in Miami he played. They played Kansas City in Miami. So I was like, he probably won't play.
Yeah.
And then, but it's also like, you still got to go for the chance that he might play.
Sure.
And, there was a moment because that morning we woke up, got to the airport. Shouts to Porter. That was actually a mad convenient flight. Me and Jerome just watching Industry on the flight. I won't say which scene. And, I'm back in Toronto and I was like, let's go to the game.
Did you go home first?
Yeah, I did
So
go
you
home
went-
just to
okay.
change and drop off my
Okay,
stuff.
you went home.
But
Did you
like-
shower, bro?
No.
Oh, okay.
I showered in the morning.
How many showers did you take on that Saturday, you think?
One.
Okay.
Why?
Weirdo. Yeah.
What?
You went to a lot of events. We're going to get into that. Okay.
I can't wear my TFC
So
outside
you
to Cash's weddings
So
inside?
the sequence of your day is you hop on Porter,
Yeah.
blast Industry, nasty scenes for the public to see.
Shouts to Robin.
Hope there was no
Yes.
kids on that flight. Land.
Oh, brother.
You go home to your Portuguese dominant neighborhood.
That's right. That's right.
You change. What are you wearing to the TFC game?
So I realized that it's not just Lionel Messi playing; it's also the other stars of Inter Miami.
Right.
One of which is Luis Suarez,
Bite me.
who is. I say this without irony. That's
Not a writer. I'm a biter.
That's my favorite racist of all time. Okay.
Oh my god.
In the list of guys who are confirmed racist, but they're
He's
also
number
guys I
one
like.
on your favorite racist
Number one
list.
racist.
We're not going to do a top 10.
As a
Yeah.
Liverpool supporter, Luis
Yeah.
Suarez had like a better singular season than pretty
Yeah.
much any other player in modern history.
How many people has he bitten at Anfield, man?
I don't care, bro. He scored some hat tricks, baby. Should have seen what he did to Norwich back in the day.
Oh,
no, but so
man.
like Suarez is also like on Inter Miami.
Okay.
There's also like Busquets and Jordi Alba.
Busquets, little snack.
Who cares, man?
Yeah.
Whatever. But so I wore my Liverpool kit.
Liverpool.
Because I wanted to like see whatever.
Yeah.
And also these tickets, I did not buy them. This is a gift from a friend of the program.
Yeah,
Big
shout
shouts to
out
Robert.
shout out to Robert, man.
He gave us the tickets, and it was like row 2 of like the pitch and the center too. So
like,
that's
like you are good seats.
they're basically courtside seats.
Yeah.
And so being the sicko that I am,
and you're like, I get to see Giovinco.
I thought about it and I'm like, wait, hold on. How much are these
team.
tickets?
Yeah.
And I looked them up on like Ticketmaster on the way to the game.
Yeah.
They were over 2,000
Pocket watcher.
2,000 per seat. And I was like, yo, I could,
Which is like, I mean, I get it, but that's insane, dog.
that is
For
insane.
a scenario where, like, I mean, Messi ended up, I guess, playing like what, 10 minutes or something. Like he checked in.
He played 30 minutes.
Okay, he played 30 minutes, but man, I don't know, man, $2,000.
For some people, that's prosciutto money.
Yeah. Oh, damn. We're gonna get to that. But that's like 2,000. I gotta be going to the Super Bowl, man.
Yo,
Like,
honestly, you probably could go to Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But this is courtside
yeah.
at the game.
To say that you were there in the presence.
Yeah.
Of Messi and your favorite racist.
Whoa.
Yeah. If you put it that way, it's like 1,000 each.
Oh,
yeah.
that's right, baby. One each, man.
Yeah. So you get there.
I get there.
Yeah. How's your dad feeling? What's your dad saying?
Oh, my dad's super excited.
Yeah.
And my dad's usually pretty reserved.
Yeah.
You know, like he's not like not animated. He's like a pretty, affable guy.
Yeah.
But he's not like kind of over the top. But I could definitely see this like childlike excitement come out of him.
Nice.
And that was the sweetest part about this, because once we got to the game, I put him out like, yo, like that's Messi sitting there. He was probably like 10 meters away.
Yeah.
Just sitting on the bench talking to Suarez. Which, by the way, the racism thing, to give some context, there's one time where there was like
Didn't ask.
Say no to racism campaign, and he posted a picture of himself eating a banana. Like, it was crazy.
Oh,
dog.
my God.
Yeah, anyway, shouts to
insane.
Suarez. Great 32-goal season for Liverpool.
That's insane.
But yeah, he's sitting with Suarez, and like my dad's like, oh my God, that's him.
Yeah, he's
And
like freaking out.
He's like filming the back of his head on the bench. Granted, I was doing the same thing, but like for the most of the match.
Amazing.
And like it was really incredible. And he was trying to get him to look over and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I just never seen him like actually fan out.
No,
you know
that's
what I mean?
cool, man.
It's
So
like when we went to the Leafs game, he wasn't like, yo, that's Austin Matthews. He's like, all right, cool.
yeah. So the first 60 minutes super boring in the game, and then Messi comes in.
Yeah, and then Messi comes in, which was kind of insane. Like the energy of the crowd started picking up after halftime, because I think he maybe come up to warm up or something, and it was like maybe he'll actually sub in, and then he actually did. Because when a guy's about to come in, it's not like a basketball where like someone can just pop off the bench. They're doing little sprints and walk up and down the sideline and stuff, and you're like, holy, he's gonna come on.
Yeah,
and you could feel the energy rising, and those last 30 minutes when he was on, when Suarez was on, Busquets played. I think he played the second half. I don't know if Jordi Alba played. It doesn't really matter, bro. He was like, whatever. He was cool for Barcelona, but like, the energy in that place was just insane. Anytime he touched the ball, the amount of like yelling and screaming, it was nuts.
Just
man.
pure fanboy, like
No,
fanboy situation.
It's crazy. You don't understand. Like Messi is bigger than Taylor Swift.
So you guys like clapping when he just like kicks the ball, like makes a pass and shit?
Yeah.
Like you're like, oh shoot.
No, there's a bunch of videos of me like filming Messi, being like, oh,
yo, that's the GOAT.
Yo, literally. And there was one play where he like went past 4 guys.
Yeah.
And I was about to like lose my mind because he actually got a shot in and I
so
got
he
blocked.
showed off some of that world class skill.
Yeah.
Okay.
And like just seeing my dad being like that excited, like honestly, the last time I guess I remember that exact feeling was I used to play soccer with him as a kid.
Yeah.
I still play with him as an adult now, but it's just not as exciting. But I remember as a kid, like my dad would sometimes come and play when I'm like 12 years old. And then like we would start beating the other teams and stuff.
Yeah.
And just seeing his joy and excitement playing the game, I was like, damn, like I actually got, and at the end of it, he was like, thanks, this is really, really cool. I really like this.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, just making your parents proud can make you feel this good.
Well, I want to ask you guys,
so
man. Ask Rome
once again,
too.
big shouts to Robert, man.
I want to ask Rome this too, but like I'll ask you, like, is this the best event you've ever brought your dad to?
I mean, I haven't got married yet, so yeah.
Like sporting event too.
Oh.
If we're keeping it just as like sporting
event.
Is this the top?
Yeah, I don't think it's anything close, to be honest. Like I brought him to the Leafs game, which was cool.
Yeah, I mean, he had a
given him
great
tickets
time. He
to
had a great
Raptors
time
game.
for that.
Yeah, I've taken him to previous TFC games.
But this is like going to be at the top of his list, you think?
There's the top of his list. It's not even the best TFC game we've actually objectively gone to, because there's one that we went to where it was like pouring rain.
Yeah.
We decided to stick around. Most of the fans left, and they had this like win in the rain against Columbus Crew where they won 2-1.
Not the Crew.
Oh, the Crew can handle us right now, man.
Damn.
Yeah, that was really cool. But
yeah,
no.
Jerome, what about, and have you brought your parents to any like cool sporting events, or like have they been able to?
Both parents together, I think and that it's mostly because like my mom won't go to many.
Yeah.
But the big one for them together was the Jeremy Lin buzzer beater game.
Oh, amazing, man.
Against the Raptors. That was really cool.
Yeah, that's sick.
And then by far the most memorable one for my dad is we took him to Wimbledon.
Oh, yes, that's right.
incredible.
You sent us some photos, I think.
Yes.
Was that during your spiky hair era or which era?
Yeah,
was that?
classic CBC spiked hair.
Yeah, no, that's sick.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's sick.
Nice.
My parents don't really talk anymore, so I got to go back a little bit to when things were good. This was when
maternity leave.
This was when
Not again.
Remember that game when Chris Bosh, one of Chris Bosh's like family members, pissed off LeBron?
Yeah.
And
I think it was his girlfriend or something.
yeah. And then LeBron, and then the Cavs made a huge comeback against the Raptors.
LeBron's like, it's your fault. It's your fault.
I got my parents like courtside seats for that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So they had a good time.
That's actually a pretty sick game to get to.
Yeah, they had a good time.
All things considered.
Yeah.
Can't believe Chris Bosh and Jermaine O'Neal were unable to defeat LeBron James.
Damn,
no
that's
way.
a long time ago.
Can't believe
I would like to, because my mom's a huge tennis fan too. So
Sure.
we'd love to bring her next year to like the whatever they call it now, National Bank Open. Yeah.
That was cool. I mean, I brought my dad to
Shouts
that.
to Betway for those seats.
Hey man, I love Betway for those seats, but we can't be comparing MBO to seeing Lionel Messi from 10 meters away, man.
Nah, man, I don't respect Messi like that.
Yo,
Yeah.
I do.
I can understand. Yeah, I get this is a huge deal for you. I feel like you really got to be loving that stuff to like appreciate
but,
it.
like,
If I went, I wouldn't have appreciated
The
it.
context of it is like my dad put me into sports, very common story, but like that was like it still is one of the main ways that we connect is through talking about
I
like
love that.
not soccer in general, but just his soccer team, who I think was a 7 seed this year, unfortunately, 7 out of 8. So that was tough, but tough year for Milton FC.
Play-in team.
Exclusively Chinese, except for one Brazilian guy who was actually Egyptian guy. Shouts to Mo. He was actually quite good. But yeah, like it was super significant. You know what I mean? Like I feel like I've made it so far and like with sports and like I mean,
it's cool. This is like
one of the ways to show your appreciation.
This is like if I brought my dad to see Tiger Woods, basically.
No, and the way I can tell it is like I could have sold these 2 tickets for 2 months of rent, and I decided to take my dad to see 30 minutes of a guy, and like it was absolutely worth it.
I still think me tipping $20 at Big Trouble was a better decision.
Okay, they calling you sugar daddy over there.
Okay, so you're on. Are you on zero
La
showers?
Papa Sucre.
So we're on this Saturday. You're flying back from Montreal. You go to TFC. See Messi. How many showers are you at right now? 0?
I'm at 1. For
okay, you're at 1
day,
shower. So the filth is building. So you got to get out of that, that Liberty Village CNE type situation.
You know what? I do need a shower after going to Liberty Village.
So now you have a wedding to attend. Our friend Joe Cash.
That's right.
Is having a wedding in parts unknown in Woodbridge, and
what? You can't even shout out.
So you have to change into your suit. So at this point, you go home again. Is that what happens?
Yeah. So like Spider-Man has to like jump on a roof and then or jump in a back alley and then toss his regular clothes into a backpack and put on the Spidey costume or whatever. Like that's kind of how I felt. Like I was like scooting through the city as quickly as possible.
You scootered to the game.
Oh yeah, I'm not gonna drive in downtown Toronto. Are you kidding me? No, I scooted to my home as quickly as possible. Blew like 3 red lights, no problem.
Sweating like crazy.
I'm not sweating. I'm on a scooter. It's fine. It's actually completely sweat-free experience for once. And then I get home and I immediately like
just throw. You have all your clothes ready.
Legit. I like had my tux out, threw my tux on. Yeah. And like I was in and out of the house in 5 minutes. Like I called the Uber as soon as I got in the house, and then I was like, "Take me to Woodbridge." Yeah. And that's it. I
literally just typed Woodbridge into the Uber.
I'm like, yo, you
the
know
guy's
when
like, the event center, right?
you know when you'll get there.
I'm like, yeah, man. So Joe Cash's wedding, beautiful wedding, congrats.
Wonderful.
Joe
Congrats.
Cash and Nicole was able to, because I flew back early, I was able to go to the ceremony and the reception.
Wait, to be clear, you weren't in the wedding party.
No.
So you there for the love of the game.
So, I think we've talked about too, like I was at Cash's like bachelor party. We were all at the stag.
Yeah.
And like got to like meet a lot of Cash's like extended family, like parents, like Frank and Maria, some of his uncles as well. And, they've just been super friendly to me. And so they were like, yo, if you're back from Montreal, come to the house in the morning before we go to the church. Like we'll hang out and go. Classic me, I didn't wake up till 10.
Oh, wow.
So they had to go to the church at 10:30.
Wait, they didn't bring you a iced matcha latte in the morning?
Also, I had to shower. So then I couldn't make it to the house. So then I went to the church.
Yeah.
But that was super cool. And then obviously at night we both end up at the wedding. There was a big score table. That was right next to us.
Shouts to the Score.
Yeah, shouts to all the Score people that were there.
Yeah,
and
Sally and Brielle.
And then we were at our table with Brendan Dunlop.
That's right.
Another ball knower, another footy knower.
Oh, he a ball knower.
Yeah,
He's like, how was Messi?
Yeah, another footy
like,
knower.
You know what? I appreciate that.
We have
Not
Mark
like, why are
Savell.
you late? Just how was Messi?
Yeah, man. Mark Savell, Adriana there, and like, yeah, it was just a beautiful wedding, man. Super happy for Cash. Shed some tears for him and stuff. It's a great time. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, honestly, the thing with the wedding was, the only thing was, in the middle of the speeches, there was another wedding happening next door.
Oh yes, okay, yeah. Do tell.
Yeah,
do
so there's
tell the
another wedding
story.
happening next door. Now, of course, there was like, I'm sure the walls are thick or whatever, but they just started getting to like the dance portion while we were still like parents giving speeches. Mm-hmm. And I was like, yo, it's starting to get too loud. And so like I literally went out of the thing, went to the bathroom. There was like an open hallway where both venues could use the same bathroom. And I went to like go shut the doors for both of them to try to cut down on the noise.
Yep.
And one of the venue people were like, hey, excuse me, sir, like, what are you doing? And I'm like, show some respect.
Wow.
They're in the middle of speeches.
Once again,
I should ask you guys to turn the music down. But realistically, I'm not going to do that because it's your wedding. But can we at least close these doors? Because again, Frank's speaking, man.
No,
Yo, let Frank speak.
Once again, in the interest of making sure
His only son, man.
No, in the interest of making sure we take credit for doing good things. Like, I'm glad you shared this publicly.
my
Did you
$20
share this
tip.
Did you share this with Cash? Like Cash?
No, Cash doesn't need to know this.
Okay.
Neither does Frank, actually.
Yeah, no, that was a very sweet move by you.
Did you tip the open bar, Alex?
Yo,
Ooh, I don't know if I Cash left after Montreal.
felt like Furio, man.
Yeah,
I was
damn,
like, I'm the muscle
I
here.
don't,
No.
know I don't know if you should feel like Fury.
Actually, I take that back. I feel nothing like Furio.
Anyways, congrats to the Casharo
Yes, congrats. That was
family.
really
Congrats to Nicole. Joe Cash is married now.
Yo, man.
Yeah.
Hang his jersey.
Yeah, hang his jersey
Two
up.
jerseys.
Hang his jersey up in Scarborough. All right, so after the wedding, so the following week, it was on a Tuesday
Yep.
when
Wedding was Saturday.
wedding was Saturday, Sunday was recovery.
Yeah.
Monday, did we record? We probably recorded, did some episodes.
Did we do recording?
Yeah, I
Monday?
think we recorded with Kirtika and V.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes, we did.
Division
We did
88.
2 episodes that day. Yeah.
And then on Tuesday, I was heading to New York on the Thursday, but then on the Tuesday, we were set up to have a meeting with Colin at Hong Shing. And what I believe was Andrew Nicholson of professional basketball fame
Oh, man.
was interested in potentially doing something with us uptown. So yeah, I begrudgingly walked to Hong Shing for this meeting, knowing that I'm probably gonna have to do a bunch of baiju shots, which I
Yeah.
guess I ended up having to do anyways.
Yeah.
And then I met you outside, and you had.
Did you see us from?
No, so we were
That's
outside,
Yeah.
just hanging out.
Just hanging out.
Just hanging out,
Yeah.
and then
Just
and
hanging.
then like
Just
the
hanging.
and then I didn't even bother to look inside. Like I was just like talking to Will.
No, you
Yeah,
saw
I guess
me.
it never would occur to you.
Yeah, like I was just talking to Will. I was
So
like,
you
Yo.
didn't suspect anything.
No, I was like, because what happened was Elaine had told me she had organized a small dinner
Yes.
at Alma at 8 p.m.
We
and
wanted to make sure you didn't already eat.
and our meeting was at 7 p.m. So I was
Right.
like, I'm going to take this meeting and then we'll Uber over to Alma
Yeah.
to just
You
like
also
have
gave us a
small-
scare in Montreal because we were asking you about it, and you're like,
Yeah.
I probably can't do anything because I have to work on some
Dog.
of the stuff that you're working on right now.
That's right. Well, even the day of, so the meeting is at 7. Like, whatever. I was working that day. I was a little tired. I was going to message you 15 minutes before and be like, yo, just take this meeting yourself. And I was going to go fall into a 2-hour nap.
This guy just wanted to take another shower, man.
So anyways, under the guise of coming into this, and then I walk in, and of course, like, you had organized the surprise 40th birthday party. Everyone was there. You had some of my day 1 friends there as well.
That was cool.
My day 50 friends, my day 600 friends.
That's right.
You had a baiju like fountain there.
But Baijiu is like Chinese whiskey kind of.
Yeah.
Hard liquor. Yeah.
Hard liquor fountain. And of course, there was like a set
what
menu.
about our guest of honor?
Guest of honor, Michael Grange
Oh.
was there.
3-point Grange?
Shouts to you, Grange.
We were in
man,
Grange?
I'm getting emotional thinking about it right now, man.
Because that's the thing. You said the first person you saw was Grange.
I can't get into the specifics on air, but for Grange to be there,
Yeah.
after some of the things we went through the previous 4 or 5 days, just
That
meant
was
meant
within a week
so
audible.
much to me.
No, you
Just
don't even
meant
understand.
so much
With
to me.
Grange, I think I asked him if you're free to
I was
date.
so excited, I like stepped over like a Savannah Hamilton. Like I
You
was
Euro
AI.
step to Grange?
I was like, yo, Savannah, get out of here.
Yo,
And then just dapped up Grange and then went back to Savannah.
said Dave Chappelle in the club skit. You're like, no, Grange.
No, but it was honestly, like I didn't want to do anything like huge for like my 40th and stuff.
We didn't do anything huge because your
Sure.
40th was in the day of it. Your birthday, the actual day, October 2nd,
Yeah.
we were in Montreal for
Yeah,
it.
no, but
You
I was
watched us play
But
basketball.
I was
then we
super
took
happy
you out
with
for
just
hot
like
dogs.
going to dinner
It was
with you
great.
guys,
Yeah.
the basketball run, and then going to like the orange julep. Like that was super.
Yeah.
That was super cool. And then
which you call the sphere of Montreal, the Vegas sphere of Montreal.
Yeah. The Montreal.
Le sphere. As they say.
The NRG sphere.
It's NDG, man.
So
Respect.
So yeah, anyways, like
NDG.
everybody was, a lot of friends were there. It was super cool.
Yeah.
And then we ended up having like a you guys did like a custom like drinks menu.
Yeah, everything.
You guys made sure to cater some of the food because I love, the Szechuan numbing wings is the best in the city at Hong Shing. And then you made sure you got them to slap some glizzies on the fried rice.
That was great.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, I mean, yeah. Yeah, you know what? We respect so much Chef Eva for
Chef
doing
Eva
this.
like created
Yang's
the whole
Dining
menu
Room.
for us. It was
I think
amazing.
it's booked until January, so we can't even really
Yang's
plug it
Dining
anymore.
Room. It's a tasting menu at Hong Shing, but they are taking reservations. But it's it's fully booked till January.
Yeah, we even made custom cocktails and menus
Yeah, so
for
Will's
you.
pulling this up right now.
So the 0 proof cocktail, the mocktail, was called Alex Has No Shot.
yeah, and what's in that?
Clarified orange, Sprite, cherry foam, pomegranate. Don't know what this was $16, but it's all good. Get what you need.
Nice.
What's the other
like
cocktail?
Can't even get a 2-way contract.
Yeah, that was one of the cocktail names.
He's washed.
Yeah, 40 years away from being 4 years away.
That's insane. Yeah.
It was just a really well done event. Honestly, it was like it was
great,
easy
man.
because Hong Shing, the people there love you, and they want to do an event for you right away.
Yeah.
But this is, I think, the mastermind behind both our surprise parties. The other one being for me here at Patois.
Yeah.
Was Elaine. Elaine apparently loves surprise parties. She's like, let's make a surprise party for Alex.
Yeah.
And so my only job was twofold. Number one, to find 40 people in your life, which actually
Right.
wasn't that easy, quite frankly.
Yeah.
You got a lot of people who really care about you, and you are
Oh, it easily could have doubled that. Yeah.
Yeah. Why didn't you guys do more? Yeah.
easily is questionable. Like I think we could have gotten to 60.
I think we could push to 60.
We probably could have done 80
Yeah.
if we needed to, but
80 is excessive too. I think it gets to a point. It's like you don't
Oh,
you don't get a chance to like catch up with people
Right.
properly. It becomes like a whole other thing.
Yeah, but I mean, my point is though, like whoever you end up interacting with, whichever group you're with, you end up like leaving an impression with those people. Like,
For sure,
there are
yeah.
people there from your time at Yahoo. There were two people there
Yeah.
from your time at Sportsnet. Your time
from
at
Ernst and Young.
from
bro.
Ernst and Young. There's some people from Ernst and Young. There's some people from like even the Score. You know what I mean? Like all that kind of stuff. I thought was really cool. The other part, which was the harder part, was convincing you to go for this. Because once again, you had just come back from Montreal. You had the wedding. Whatever. You turned up at the wedding. You were like
Two shows recorded the day before.
Yeah, the day before you're like, I'm never drinking again. Where's Rachel? Like your voice was terrible, man. And you were like, I never want to drink ever again. All that kind of stuff. And you had some top secret project that's been consuming a lot of your time.
Yeah.
And you were leaving for another city for another wedding.
Yeah.
On Thursday of that week. So convincing you to go to Hong Shing on a Tuesday was actually rather difficult. Usually it's a very easy yes. And then we had to come up with this whole excuse. And that was my idea, was just like, let's tell him that Andrew Nicholson,
Oh my God.
who is a former NBA player, played for the Orlando Magic, then went to China for like 4 or 5 years, had a really good career, played for St. Bonaventure, him and Woj now are teammates, I suppose.
Oh my God.
But most importantly, he is Canadian. And I think he actually did come back to the GTA to open up a court.
Yeah.
And so I thought this would be a very believable excuse because, quite frankly, like this is a little too ridiculous to make up.
Yeah, no, it'll work because I didn't really think twice about it. I was like, Colin loves to do a lot of stuff in the basketball community.
Yeah.
This makes sense as something that he wants to do.
Yeah, and then I made sure. So we got everyone to. You showed up at 7:15. We got everyone there around like 7:30, 7:45, that range.
Yeah.
And
6:30.
6:30. Yeah. And then I made sure to. Well, first off, we closed all the blinds. That was the restaurant's idea. So you couldn't see inside, that there are a bunch of people loading up.
Yeah.
And then I made sure to get back outside, put on my jacket.
Yeah.
And hold my scooter, which I'm always with.
Yeah.
And so
that's hilarious.
I was out there for like 10 minutes and I had headphones in and we didn't know which direction you were coming from, whether it was from coming east on Dundas,
I guess
coming
I'd be
west
I
on
guess,
Dundas.
I guess I'd be stomping sometimes.
You could have
around
been coming
the city.
south from the courthouse area.
Oh yeah.
So there was like a 3-way intersection there. So I stood at that corner with my bike in.
Yeah.
But I wanted to make it look inconspicuous. So
Yeah.
I had headphones in, pretending to have a conversation with my mom for 10 minutes.
I will also.
So on the
note-
street, I'm just speaking Chinese to myself.
Yeah.
And
No,
when you
this guy-
got there, I didn't even say hi to you immediately because I was pretending to wrap up this Chinese
Yo, that's
combo with my
hilarious,
mom.
Man. This guy was cosplaying basically.
Yeah.
Well,
No.
Will, I mean, like, we were there. You messaged him in our group chat, our show group chat, saying, like, oh, just got here, and then just kind of trying to gauge an ETA from Alex. And then you turned to me, like, you're like, Jerome, should you also say that you might come to this thing too? And then I turned to you and said, why?
I don't know. I just,
But the thing, I think all of it to say is I don't think Will say it himself. He put so much care into figuring out the
appreciate it.
logistics
there's
of
a
it.
lot of care for this.
One
yeah, for sure.
benefit of you taking 5 showers a day is
Yeah.
it allows Will so much time in Montreal on our Montreal
yo,
Airbnb.
that was
to
a
do
real
the
issue.
organization.
No, that was a legit issue because
That's
people,
hilarious.
Elaine was trying to call me, Colin was trying to call me for like
Yeah.
logistic details.
That's
we were trying to
hilarious.
order a cake. All this required like actual back and forth, but we're literally together the whole
Yeah.
trip.
We're together
and
the
I'm
whole
like,
time.
the only times I really was able to interact with them was at Raptors practice.
Oh yeah.
I was like waiting for the gym to open. I'm like, all right, go hit me, whatever. Or when you were showering. So,
Yeah.
Or when you were
shouts to your
showering.
5 showers, man.
That's why showering's good, man. No,
Yeah.
it was great. Appreciate you. Appreciate
man.
you guys, everyone that was there.
Look at you and Grange, bro.
Yeah, and I was so stressed out because like the next day, I mean, I drank a lot obviously at the party, and like the next day I had a 9 a.m. call, and then I had to go to practice to interview Darko. And then I believe we recorded 2 over-under pods.
That's right. Yeah.
The
Oh,
next
that's
day.
right.
Yeah.
And then I packed for New York and then left the next day. So, appreciate it. But next time, don't do it on a Tuesday. Yeah.
Your
my note.
I mean, that was your flight.
Damn it! No, I appreciate you guys, man. It was beautiful.
It was
happy
good.
to be happy to be 40. Shouts to Mainlander as well. Mainlander was taking the photos there.
Of course, man.
Yes.
Shouts to Colin, Clement,
Peace made it.
Ranger, Ella, the whole crew. Vincent
Yes.
was
Yep.
there as well.
Yeah.
Everybody was there. So yeah, it
You
was
got a little
beautiful.
mahjong to close the night.
Yeah, is that right?
Yeah.
Were we jogging? I forget.
I honestly forgot that
Sorry.
whole week.
Oh,
that whole-
boy.
I just remember a Baijiu fountain, and I don't remember anything else after
You
that.
used the automatic table and everything.
Oh,
that's
yeah,
right.
That's
yeah.
right.
So shouts to Grange. I was really touched too by obviously John and all my day one.
Not
Yeah,
Bob
yeah,
Grange.
yeah.
I was also like touched that Cash and like we mentioned, Cash had just gotten married
Yeah.
like 3 days before, and him and Nicole showed up. Ali Khan and Yusuke. And then can't forget Faisal Kamisa popping up for a single
Right at the
minute.
corner. Yeah. In and
The
out.
furriest cardigan.
He said,
and then
"You gotta
leaving.
see it," and then he left.
Yo, he really popped up for 1 minute and then left. But
Yeah.
appreciate Faisal.
No, it was cool. I mean, so we know that Jerome has a birthday coming up,
Oh,
Yeah.
boy.
also turning 40, which is a huge surprise to anyone who's seen Jerome because you were like, "That man's 22."
True. First time I met Jerome 5 years ago, I thought he was like 21.
And we're the same age.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have any advice? Because I know you were going through a little bit of existentialism when you were on the footsteps of 40.
Yeah.
Let's have a 40-year-old dialogue.
I don't know. I just think there was like a point before when I was approaching my 40th. I was just looking at it like, man, like it's such a like old number now. Like I'm turning 40 because like I think about just like how I am within my family too. Like I'm the youngest. Like I have an older sister. I've always been treated as just like the youngest in the family, Like even when I was like 30, 35, like when you go home, my parents treat me the same way they treated me when I was young. And it just kind of got to the point. Sorry, I thought you were making that sound for a second.
There's a
And
fire.
No, and it just got to a point where I was like, damn, like I'm not this like young kid anymore. Like I'm just getting to the space, and it just there was a part of me that was just like, oh man, like you're gonna get to an age like, oh, like you're not gonna learn new things, like you're not gonna be able to like become like a better person or work on things that you want to work on. Like I just went into that like space of like, man, I'm getting so old now. But then it's like, I don't know, man. I guess like through just like talking to people, like therapy, all this stuff, like just figure out that like, hey, like turning 40 is no different from like any other point in your life. And you just kind of I can still be in a space where I can like improve on myself and like just feeling blessed, obviously, like realizing that like I have such like good people around me, like the last 2 years of therapies helped me just like be able to accept that like be able to accept and let people just like care about me or like be able to be open around like people that I'm close to like tell them when I'm like not feeling well or even just tell them when I'm like feeling great too, you know what I mean? Like be able to share in like all those emotions and stuff. So I just got to a good place where I'm like, now I'm 40, but I'm still excited to like try new things, like, become a better person, etc. All this stuff. So I'm in a really good space right now. Yeah.
Happy for you,
so
man.
warning for all my enemies.
Okay. We could have just left it right
there. Because Will and Jerome both know when I'm feeling good, the next thing I do is pick battles.
If there's anything,
let's unpack that.
When we asked about your
my
buddy trips and what I've
gave
learned.
me permission.
That's not how this works, man.
That is a learning from our buddy trips is when Alex is in a great mood, it's hard to predict what is he gonna do next.
Yeah,
but it's fun.
I do need to unpack that a little bit at some point. I guess in 6 months.
Well, there was that one day in Montreal where everything was going great. We're having a great time.
Yeah.
It was like maybe not the day of your birthday, but maybe the day after your birthday.
Wait, what did I do? I picked a fight?
No, we were supposed to have an interview with Michael Grange, but it fell through for reasons unknown.
Right.
And it ruined your whole day. Like,
oh yeah, it ruined my day.
Oh yeah.
It ruined your whole day.
It ruined my day
around
in that
Mile
it
End.
made me realize like how much I respect and care about Michael Grange.
We even got Jerome to make a special tribute video.
Oh, that's
for
right.
Grange, which I then showed him at practice the next day. He's like,
let's be real. The video wasn't for Grange; it was for Alex.
okay, but I showed it to Grange regardless, and Grange was actually also
he thanked
touched.
me at the birthday party.
He was touched.
He said that was a beautiful video.
This is what I've always said. I know people like ask us questions about like, us moving between jobs, like working like independent and all this stuff. It's like, what we got asked this like every time we do this. It's like, what do you miss? What do you miss? What do you miss and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I've always answered the same thing. Like I always miss the people that I work with.
Yeah, man.
And like I know we didn't work with Grange day to day, but like he was always
we
just
saw him all the time.
He was a huge part of our show. Like we'd always like be able to see him at practice, like at games and stuff. And like I thought we built a really good relationship with him. And just, it did make me realize how much I miss some of these people and like just care about them.
It's kind of a good example there that like I think before you start working with them, you don't really like you just know of them because you always mention your Asian Legend.
I famously ran into Grange at Asian Legend in 2007.
Right.
And like obviously at the time I was just like still going to school or like doing whatever. I wasn't in sports.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like a big fanboy, just like chatting with him about the Raptors. And he always claims he never went to an Asian Legend in Uptown. But like Grange, man, I saw you there.
But so like there's that first, and then I think you start to appreciate them when you start working with them because you have that experience, and then you appreciate them even more once you don't get to.
Yeah, and like same thing with like Devlin and like a lot of these other people too.
Devlin is such a real one, honestly. Like the way he came through for us in Montreal was great.
Yeah, so I guess this turned into a
Michael
Grange.
I
I guess this is a Michael Grange love segment, so shouts to you, Grange.
Shout out.
You listen
Grange.
to these, man? Let me know.
Sorry.
Anyways,
did a whole first verse and chorus.
It was really beautiful.
Yeah, and thanks everyone too. Like a lot of people, showered me with great gifts.
I still owe you a gift.
Yeah, where's my
likewise
222 hat, bro?
Triple two.
Come on, man.
Don't worry, man. I owe you a Pure Point sweater. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're gonna get that? If not, I'll get it myself.
No.
Can you make sure you get a double XL? They shrink.
You don't. Okay, all right, fine. Double X.
Joe,
it's a sick.
Shouts to Joe Wong. Shouts to everyone. Joe Wong gave me a Jermaine O'Neal Raptors jersey, which I think is like a game worn jersey.
Dude,
it's
that's
like
actually kind of sick.
That's sick.
Yeah, so pretty excited
J-O?
about that. Yeah, Yusuke hooked me up with some like Astro stuff.
That's what his nickname was.
Some J stuff. Lauren Mitchell got me this really cool like Toronto Blue Jays book.
Yeah.
John got me like a Victor Wembanyama card. I'm trying to think of other stuff.
Dave Kim.
Oh,
Shouts
wow.
to Dave Kim, who runs
We're not
going to
mention someone's very cool new backpack.
Oh yeah, and then in Montreal,
Oh, yes.
Jerome bought me a Goldberg backpack,
Yes.
which I'm super excited about. I'm bringing backpacks back.
Okay,
So-
Kanye. Wow.
So
What are you going
tote
to do next?
bags,
Polos?
tote bags are on the way out. I'm
Yeah.
gonna start phasing that out.
Are you
Okay.
sure? As we're in development of particular
but your whole
tote bags?
personality is being an effing tote bag journalist.
God,
Shouts
man.
to Henry Muck.
That's how people see me. I'm the Loomy boy of Toronto.
Here comes Mr. Sunday again.
Oh my god.
Shouts to Sunday's coffee. Great
No,
tote bags.
but yeah, no, backpacks are coming back. I might buy a Dragon Ball backpack on eBay as well, so we want to make that happen.
Yeah. No, I mean, so any advice for Jerome turning 40, man?
He just gave me all
I
that
just gave
advice
the whole
earlier.
thing while you were
Yeah,
humming
it was
that
really
whatever
beautiful.
song you were doing, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, love
Sarah
you, Grange.
McLachlan? Yeah.
Love you, Grange. Anyways, yeah, appreciate you guys for that. So that's our life update segment. Is there anything else we missed?
Well,
those are
since
the
we come
big
back to
things.
Toronto, we're just basically working, so
Yeah.
nothing too crazy. Me and Jerome were on an ongoing game of ones.
Yeah.
He's up 4-2. 4-2 on the series right now.
Nice.
Oh,
we
I
were
thought
we were tied 2-2.
Oh, we were 2-2?
and then he beat me
Okay.
twice yesterday.
Nice.
So,
nice. Yeah.
but other than that, I don't
Yeah,
know. Like
keep-
that's about it.
yeah,
We play
keep-
basketball. We talk about it.
I mean,
Yeah.
in some ways, we're kind of training for something that might be coming up next month.
oh,
That's right. The sport versus
in.
media game is coming back.
Tune in for more exciting life updates.
We'll tease that up soon. Everybody knows that last year I was the sport versus media MVP.
A little controversial. I'm not gonna lie.
So I hope the
little
three of us.
controversial.
Hope the three. Are we gonna end up
Hey,
on the same
Alex,
This is
team?
a little
Who
bit
did
like
you
John
steal
Qual
2
getting the
points from?
MVP. You know, in the finals. Like you weren't the star player or the second star player, but
Is someone talking over there?
you were very important.
No, but are we gonna be on the same team this year?
Are you suddenly a professional
No,
athlete?
because remember last year they split up the media. Like it got
No.
No,
Okay, no.
there was one
What
trade
hap-
in the media.
There was
man.
one
because Ailish
trade.
was on the other team.
Ailish was a former athlete.
Was
She
a former
played at
athlete.
Dartmouth.
Yeah.
Respects.
What? What's
No,
wrong?
but
No,
I thought she
because-
was. I'm not disrespecting her. I thought she was there as media.
No. Here, we'll clear it up.
Okay.
No,
So,
Clear
like,
this up.
She a two-way player.
So first,
Okay.
professional athlete does not mean you have to be a professional basketball player. It's just in
Yes.
any sport.
Yes.
So for a lot of, like, for example,
There was
we've been
track
trying
and
to
field
scout-
people there.
Yeah, we were trying to scout Savannah Hamilton this year. She will be on a road trip, so cannot
So
go.
she can't go. Yeah.
But we also don't know if Sav was
Yeah.
like on which way she would go because she
Yeah.
also played at a high
well,
level.
shouts to our co-producer today here with us, Kiana.
Yeah, Kiana.
Can we
Oh.
recruit her to? By the way, she helped up with the set
That's
dressing.
really amazing work, Kiana.
She helped me
Unbelievable.
figure out how to plug in and charge my MacBook Air.
She handed me this France kit because I didn't want to just wear a
She
black
was
tee on
responsible
camera
for
again.
bringing this beautiful tangerine ball here.
Tangerine. Shouts to
So-
Tangerine.
Can
That's
we
Kiana.
can we recruit her to be part of this?
I think Kiana would be open to it.
Okay.
But
Oh
we
right,
just
it's
don't
not
know.
my event. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not the decision.
What's the
maker.
scouting report though? Hold on. What's the scouting report?
Yeah.
I know she won't come onto camera or to speak, but I'm just gonna have her nod or shake her knees or shot. Yeah, but
Okay.
but I
Okay.
think she
She
could.
said knees that. We're not playing
that.
this. All right, keep going.
But no. Post game.
Okay.
Definite
There we
post-game.
go.
No post game.
There we
I
go.
know I've played with Kiana once at
Yeah.
the park,
Yeah.
and I had to guard her, and I was barbecue chicken every
yeah.
time. And
Yeah.
this is like after years of not playing.
Right.
Yeah, it was peeking.
Her rival in college
it up.
days was one Stephanie Dolson.
Huh.
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
All
yeah.
right. All
One
right.
might say if
Let's
it
get
weren't
this
for,
done in the room. Let's get this. Let's sign in the room.
God damn.
Yeah.
Goodness.
Okay, so sport versus media, we're gonna be on the same team.
We should. Yeah. Okay. So
Because we're-
going back to
Once
the way it
again,
works
none
is,
of us are good at sports to be
Yeah.
called
While,
athletes.
while
man.
there are two-way players, we are so very clearly only
Yeah.
media.
Have we?
What
figured-
happened was
Yeah.
last year, as a way to make sure we don't get completely washed,
Yeah.
they made a fake trade at the beginning to trade one of the athletes.
right.
on the
Adam
team.
Silver
They,
made the
they
call.
gave us. They gave us
Kathy
the.
Engelbrecht
They
made
gave us
the
the
call.
good Alex,
Alex
who
Superman
was on the
Johnson.
3-on-3 Team
Yes.
Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then his wife Bree.
That's
Shout out
right.
Bree. Congratulations.
That's
on
right. That's
the-
right.
And then yeah, so that's why we had him on our team, and then we traded Justin Pooney over to the other
That's
side.
right. I
But
want to know who
otherwise-
the coaches are. Who's coaching this year? Like, I
Could
need
be
to-
Blake again.
Yeah, Blake and
I
S.
already confirmed
Blake and
that
S were the
it's-
ones.
I confirmed with S that he will not be available because he is
Okay.
doing in arena hosting for Raptors 9
Okay,
to 5.
because I, he was our coach last year, and I famously
Our
threw
coach,
a,
He's a great coach,
Our coach,
man.
says the
He was
guy
a-
who like overtook his.
That's why he was a great coach. He listened to his players.
I threw a fit at him because like he didn't start me, and then when I won MVP, I felt slighted. So
Got Serge Ibaka over here.
Oh boy.
Anyways, I'm gonna pull up to that with my MVP chain, which I still
Do you still have the chain? Yeah.
Definitely.
Are you still gonna wear the New Jersey Devils?
Yeah, I might come with the
or do you want
exact
to
same
borrow
fit
my
this year.
hockey jersey that I have?
Yeah, we could do that as well.
All right.
But super excited. We'll have more details about sport versus media.
Yeah, we're still
You can actually
finding
buy
out.
tickets to go see this game, by the way. It's for
Yeah,
charity.
we don't know the full details yet. We just got the invite. We've all said yes. We
Yeah.
don't know who else is on board, but I think it's going to be some people that we played with last
Yeah,
year.
it'll be super fun. And the opening odds of me winning MVP again is 80-1.
Yeah.
so-
80-1.
I'll take that.
Wow.
bet,
Yeah,
man.
don't
Do I have
doubt
to
me.
do I have to put the Betway, like scan the QR code at that point?
Yeah, we should get Betway to put a boost on that.
Can we do that? Can we put sport versus
I don't
media
think
odds
we're on that Bill Simmons level of putting together boosts. I think
It's like I'm gonna get them to bump the Dallas Cowboys up by 5.
the lines are the lines. For
Yeah,
us.
anyways.
Yeah. So by now you've already heard the news that Coors Light, as part of the Raptors' 30th anniversary, has these very specially branded cans. They look beautiful. Look at these things, man. Look at these.
They're
beautiful,
covering
beautiful cans.
each era from the first 30 years of the Raptors, and you can get them now at select LCBO stores,
Okay.
participating bars and restaurants across the GTA, and also at Scotiabank Arena. But one more thing, Will, make sure to check out ERAineveryCan.com, ERAineveryCan.com to check out these limited edition cans, and fans can go on the website and enter for a chance to win exclusive Coors Light Raptors prizes. I heard there's some really cool merch collabs and other things happening as well.
No, I'm actually, you know what? You actually did tell me what those collabs are going to be. And I got to say, like, I'm really, really excited. I know Coors Light is a partner that we've worked with in the past as well, but this is just beautiful. Like, honestly, I don't even know if I want to drink these cans, man. You got like the OG, you know, you got like the championship season, and then you got like whatever's in between. I guess the Chris Bosh can. I'll probably drink the Chris Bosh can if it was me,
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, one to rock, one to stock, and also for Raptors fans, like make sure you keep an eye out. Follow Coors Light on social because they're gonna pop up around the city as well.
Oh, word?
I'm hearing they might be at Rogers Center, they might be outside Scotiabank Arena, they might be at Nathan Phillips Square for more prize giveaways. So make sure you check that out. Remember, you must be 19 plus and celebrate responsibly.
I'm going to be there. I can't wait to celebrate.
All right, it's time for the listener questions and emails. As always, thank you to everybody for sending in your questions. We always try our best to get to
But
most of them.
Alex, where can people send in questions to the show?
Yeah, make sure you hit me up at info@stephenlebron.com. We actually are setting up a Q&A segment that we're going to have running throughout the season. We'll be able to talk about it more next week, where we want to take your Raptors questions, because I know on the Banter Pod we usually do a lot of non-basketball, miscellaneous stuff. So especially for the basketball questions that you have for Will about the Raptors, about anything in the NBA, make sure you send them into info@stephenlebron.com. We're taking questions throughout the season, and we'll get to them as we do all these episodes during the basketball season. But here today we got 3 categories, guys.
Okay.
Number 1, as always, you already know there's going to be a food category. Number 2, I got lazy, so it was just like 15 questions are under miscellaneous.
Miscellaneous,
And
grab
then-
bag.
And then we have media/show specific questions, and then some emails that we are going to get to. So let's knock off this food stuff first.
Oh, you want to go all food first?
Or do you want to start with the miscellaneous? You pick.
Let's go with the show.
The show?
Let's go with the show.
Okay, so first
MLB the show.
First question, has a player or MLSE ever had an issue with something that you guys have said on the pod?
I don't think we've had, I mean, in the Raptor show and now Hello and Welcome, I don't think we've actually had a player come up and be like, yo, I took exception to anything that you said
Well, I think the most famous interaction was, this was before the Raptor show, before Hello Welcome. We've gone through like your interactions with Chris Boucher and how that ended up being a conversation that the two of you had on his podcast, which I thought was a super cool conversation. If people can still find that on Chris's podcast.
Not the
feed.
Raptors Moments video. That was highly edited.
Yeah.
But shouts to Raptors Moments. Friend of the
Yeah, but
program.
you and Chris had a really good conversation just about like how a player feels about media, talking about them, and you were able to like provide your side as well.
You know what I just realized, actually?
What's up?
If you were to look for those, you might not find them because Yahoo Sports Canada is gone.
Oh,
And
man.
I think all our former episodes are gone.
R.I.P. to Yahoo. Yeah, you might be right.
Damn.
Well, in my
had
mind-
to be there. You had to be there.
In my mind, it will always be a great conversation.
2022 was a good time.
I mean, to be honest, I don't know how much of like the individual players like watch or listen to our shows. Like for sure, there were some who would maybe sometimes see clips, especially when we were at Sportsnet, like such a prominent space, or like just see us pop up on radio and TV, right?
Sure, yeah.
But I think in general, I think people just kind of understood what we did. To answer the question, like like you mentioned, I don't think there was ever like an individual player who like, took issue.
No, I'm
with
really not
something that
thinking
was
of any
said.
right now. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah.
Team employees, things like that. I mean, kind of, but not really. Nothing crazy. No one's been like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not very dramatic. They're not like storming out and yelling at you like, how dare you do this, this, and this, and this.
Well, there was one time, I think it was like 2 seasons ago when the Raptors were really struggling. Like they won the 48 games coming off that season.
Yeah.
And then that was the season where they were very up and down, ended up in the play-in. And I think the conversation throughout the season was just like, this was not like an enjoyable product and things like that. And there was one show
That's
where
what Masai said.
there was one show where we
said,
did something.
I did not enjoy watching them play. That's the team president who said that.
There was one, he copied me. There was one show where we did something fun of like, I thought was fun.
Oh, yes.
Of the bingo card. So it was like, these are the things that might happen during a Raptors game of like, Gary Trent is going to dribble the ball out of bounds when he has a fast break.
It was an unfortunate things to watch for in a Raptor game.
Exactly.
So it'll be like Gary missing a fast break
Or
layup.
the bench comes in and doesn't score for 3 minutes.
Or Fred pulls up from 35 and misses.
Yeah, or Matt Devlin saying, we're right there when they're down 7 with 3 minutes left.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I remember there were some people who were upset about that. But I think in general, too, it's just like, I think we always come from a place of just, having whatever you want to call it, like a pulse on the team, like how we're feeling, how the fans are feeling.
Yeah.
And I don't think anything that we ever do is like malicious. Like I almost feel like sometimes when the team is struggling and you're having a bad season, sometimes the best thing is to just kind of be able to laugh about it or like find the humor in it, but in a way that's not malicious. So
yeah, I mean,
that's
look,
how I've always approached it.
We've been approached to do this in like an official capacity, even beyond, I think, like working at the television network. And I think one of our concerns was just like we wouldn't be able to sort of like express freely about what we feel about the game. And that's not to say that like, I mean, I hope that I've grown past the point where it's like so hot and cold. I'm more like warm and cool now. We'll see if the Raptors lose to Cleveland. Actually, I guess if the Raptors had lost to Cleveland, but
if they lose to Philly tonight.
yeah, I mean, I think for me, like it hasn't really come up recently. No, it really hasn't.
Yeah.
But also, like, it's cool. I mean, most times, honestly, we get shown a lot of love. Like, when we do interact with players, it's usually in a very friendly setting.
Sure.
When
even a lot of team staff, like employees and stuff.
Team staff come up, obviously they recognize sort of what we do.
Yeah.
And I think their thing was always like, we're always happy to support and get more like basketball programming because like all day, every day is hockey coverage. And I think they're very cognizant of that. And I think that like what they saw was people really trying to give Raptors coverage mainstream coverage.
Yeah.
And I think they saw the appreciation in that more than anything else. And that's not a PR statement, trust me. If it went bad, I would tell you, but it really wasn't.
No, we always want to be fair. We don't want to come off entitled or, any of these other things. Next question. Where do you see Hello and Welcome in 5 years? What is this, an interview?
Where do you see it in 5 years? I mean, I think year one so far, little on-air progress report, guys. How do we feel? I mean, we've launched this in June. We officially signed on to do it in April.
Sure.
Ish, in that range?
Yeah.
I might be missing the timeline. So we've been kind of sitting in this planning phase and then execution phase for about 6 months here. Season starting. How do we feel, guys?
Feel great, man. I mean, I'll let Jerome chime in as well. And like, I know I keep repeating myself when I'm like, oh, everywhere I work, I just care about the people that I work with and stuff. But genuinely, like, I feel a good creative energy between the three of us. Obviously, I know we have support from the Nation Network as well. But from a day-to-day standpoint, the way that we're thinking about doing the show, I think just a general, I'm excited when we're recording. I'm excited when we get together to like talk about the show. And, I'm very happy with the product. Last night I went home for dinner and like my dad was raving about Jerome. He was like, man, that little kid you got. editing,
That child.
doing the social, the YouTube. It looks really good. He's like,
to be a part of it, guys.
he's like, I know you and Will aren't doing that.
Oh my goodness.
So he was raving about it. He had a glass of wine, so he started repeating himself and just started saying the same things about Jerome. And I'm like, enough. I'm like, well, what about me?
Oh no.
I'm like, you didn't even wish me happy birthday.
Wow, for 40? Yeah.
Oh man.
damn.
But yeah, no, I think that's my general thing. Like, I'm Tony the Tiger right now. I feel great.
Okay, Jerome, what's your satisfaction right now? I mean, on a bigger picture with like what we're doing.
I've had nothing but like a great time doing this. I think the trips have been really fun. I think that's just been something that, at least coming from my last gig, I had not had the opportunity. And it's no shot at like where I worked before. It was just a matter of circumstance. It was a remote job.
Yeah.
Getting
That
to work,
J.E. Skeets is hard to deal with.
I love No Dunks with all my
Shouts
heart.
to J.E. Skeets, bro. That man's he's a dream.
No, just getting like I wanted to do this because I wanted to work at home and I wanted to work with people and people I enjoyed working with. And funny enough, I think like while we've obviously known each other for quite a while, we've never worked together. Like we've literally not even like in small projects. I think that we've like worked together. So I don't think any of us were actually like nervous about it not working out. But I think if anything, I'm really surprised how easily it gelled. Like it was in a really good way.
Yeah.
And so I think on that end, I've just been having such a good time. It actually just happened when we were in the break here. I was like, my face kind of hurts from smiling.
Oh,
like so much.
yeah.
Wow.
And so like, it's been a
Let me
really
know how
good
that
time.
feels.
But no, all in all, it's kind of crazy thinking about how much we've done so far. And like at the time of this recording, the Raptors haven't even started the season yet.
Yeah. No, I'm just really proud of us. Like, I think that I think one of the underrated things when you're starting over again and you're trying to build your own thing is like you get to celebrate the small wins again that I guess in a way I kind of even took for granted. You know, I think like for me, I've been doing this for like 8-9 years now, and it's like the only real adult job I've had is to cover basketball on the Raptors, and that's obviously a huge gift onto itself. And along the way, like we've been able to do so many cool things. Like I was at every single game of the Raptors when they won the championship. Like that's a life goal of mine that I just had fulfilled. And, you know, we were able to bring and launch a Raptor show at Sportsnet. Like they didn't have one previously. It's not like we inherited an existing show. We literally built that thing from the start, obviously alongside of the wonderful staff that was there. Shouts to our producers, Derek, JR, Jennifer Rolnick, you know, people like that, right?
Miss you all, man.
No, seriously, we actually miss you guys a ton. But like when you have hit these kind of heights, like at the same time, like it becomes harder to appreciate the smaller wins. And like even us starting over again, the fact that we found a backing right away in the Nation Network who were able to partner with us and help us with a lot of like sales and production, and you know, all these people open the doors to us. Like we're literally here at Hardo Studios above Patois. You know, all the people that we've like, you know, just been able to work with, but most importantly, they just wanted to help us in a small way. You know, same people at Red Bull. Right, Red Bulls have been showing so much love to us. Our first ever episode was at Red Bull.
Division 88.
Division
Our
88.
boy Kevin.
Yeah,
we
Kevin.
shot at Hong Shing. We shot at Makeway.
Yeah, when we have so many other places in the city that, you know, we're already working on to like try to film at different places. I think too, like moving into this like new show too, like just adjusting to like doing like a different type of show. You know what I mean? I think when we're at Sportsnet, not that things were being just like handed to us, but it's like, oh, like we were doing a lot of stuff that was like access driven, like sitting down with players, being able to have like the weekly appearances from like Dennis, and all of that stuff. And I think being able to just kind of hone in and understand and be confident in like what we do and like what we're good at and stuff, right? Like I'm not trying to take away from like having guests come on our show, because like we've had some great guests come on our show. But it's like, sure, like people always ask the question of like, okay, now that you're independent, you're not with a broadcast partner, obviously like the access is different. Like, how's that like and stuff? And like, it's certainly conversations that we've had, but it's like at the end of the day, like I always tell people, I'm like, yeah, we know that like we can provide a good product. Like you've been doing the post-game show for like however many years now.
Literally the 8th season now.
Yeah. And it's like, obviously with Jerome on board, being able to just like do different things now, like being able to spotlight a lot of stuff that we do like on the show. in terms of like from a social standpoint. And to be honest, like a lot of stuff that like maybe we don't talk about as much because it's all behind the scenes, but like, you know, the three of us and especially Jerome just kind of like helping us shape just like the feel, the vibe, or even the flow or like the timing of the shows that we do, right?
Yeah.
Like those little things all add up to creating a product that when people see it, like they can see the difference and they can see the quality in it.
Yeah, and I think I don't think it has to be a comparative thing. Like I've actually tried really hard not to compare it to.
I don't look back. I only look forward, man.
No, I mean even that. Like
That's a lie.
I'm open to sort of going back.
That's a huge lie.
I'm open to look at it, but like I have not compared how our show operates versus how we used to operate at the Raptor show. Like
we operate in whatever environment that we're thrown in, and it's like we've been operating in different environments like throughout our career.
And I think one thing that when we meet people and stuff, I think a lot of people who have been longtime listeners, they're like, you know, how are you? Like, you know, why did you leave? All that kind of stuff. And I think it always comes from a place of care. So I want to acknowledge that first and foremost, that like I appreciate being cared for and I appreciate the love. Yeah. But also I also sense a bit of like an undertone of concern. And that comes from a place of care. Like, you know, it's sort of seen that like when you make it to these big networks, you've made it. Now there's nowhere else to go. Yeah. And I think for me, like that's number one, just not how I saw that. Yeah. It's how I saw it when I first entered for sure. It doesn't have to be like anything sour. It is just a, like, what can you do? And I think at some point it's like we had enough between the built-in experience, the built-in audience, the built-in cachet, but also like the fact that we had all these people supporting us, are ready to support us if we ever made this jump. I thought it was really important for us to be independent, to be able to own our content moving forward, and then to be able to, you know, partner with whoever we want to in the future, because we want to be selective about that, and we want to make something that we actually genuinely feel proud of. And I felt extremely proud of the Raptor show, but I feel the same way here. And in terms of 5 years from now, I just hope to feel like the same kind of excitement, the same little things that are like, wow, I can't believe the studio wants to host us. Or like we're at Summer League and Jerome's just like, let me talk to some friends. And it's like, bam, all of a sudden we get like a venue at Summer League to shoot at.
Ryan Gentry.
Shouts, you know what I mean? Like shouts to Ryan Gentry, man. It's, you know, your dad was a great coach with the Suns, you know, like.
I'd name his top 5 hits, man.
Yeah. Working Jason Richardson into your offense or something. I don't know. You know, like I think for us, like those little things are how exciting it is. Like even building things up from like where are we going to shoot, these little production challenges. We've gotten new deals, you know, like big thanks to all our partners, Tangerine, big shouts to Betway, big shouts to Greta, big shouts to Coors Light. Like there's more on the way. But also, can we take in the fact that like how many independent spots do you see across the city that get this kind of support? And I think that's awesome, man. I think that like I wish other outlets were supported in the same way, but I realize that that's something that's really special. I mean, these are big companies that we're working with here, and the chance to do that in a market where we know what Canada is. It's a duopoly everywhere you go, whether that's grocery stores, whether that's gas stations, whether that's banks, whether that's, you know, whatever, right? Solid. That's Canada. We know that that's Canada. And obviously in media, there's 2 main companies in media. And whenever there's a new small challenger, when there's a new small minnow that gets risen up, 2 things usually happen to it. Either it gets acquired or it gets squashed. And I'm hoping for the third thing, to just be able to thrive and exist on our own. And so far, we've been able to do that. And I'm like immensely proud of that. I hope people realize that like the scope and the context in which we're existing here.
If we're good at anything, it's risen up.
Yeah, man. And no, listen, like to answer the question about the 5 years, it's really hard to predict, especially like in this industry. Yeah. Because like even if you go back 5 years now, like 5 years ago, 2019, like we're at Yahoo, you know, Jerome, like you've been to worked at a few places like within the last 5 years now. So yeah, I think to echo what Will said, and I think another cool thing too, honestly, like this is not even like show specific, but it's like the fact that we've like spent more time together. Like I think it's been cool for us to like bring Jerome into like our spaces and for Jerome to bring us into like his spaces too. I was thinking about like the WNBA watch party that we organized.
Shouts to NX Hotel, by the way, also hosted us.
Shouts to NX Hotel. And like, you know, Jerome took the lead on organizing that. Was able to create like a really good environment for everybody to watch that Game 5. That was so lit. Shouts to My Liberty, finally getting it done. 28 years. In the making.
This guy didn't know who.
From the Garden to Westchester to Barclays.
When did you buy that hoodie?
Did not know Bet Nija, Lady Hamilton.
To Claire or Clara Wu Tsai. So yeah, no, I think just, you know, just stuff like that, right? Like I think being able to just like meet different groups of people who are into basketball in the city, or
Right.
being able to meet like just different people. And I think one of the things we always try to do just as people too is just be more open-minded of like, you know, letting more people into the space or like figuring different things out, like learning about new voices and stuff. And I'm still trying to be more open with that. So it's like, that part of it has been super cool too, even if it's not like a directly show related type.
Well, I mean, to the 5-year question, it's really hard to answer because even looking at like what we've done so far, I think what's been really exciting about the show is it's kind of funny. I think sometimes for how much fun it seems like we're having, it may seem like we do not have a plan, but like we are so specifically organized and planning out like every detail about what we want to do. But then I think what I've learned over the last couple of months is like it's so unpredictable at the same time. So while we had such a strong idea and while we continue to have a strong idea of what we want the show to be, we also have no idea what the show is. And I think that's exciting. I think what's really exciting is that each time we do a thing where you suddenly learn a new dynamic or a new angle to it, and having that space, like that's where it gets really exciting. It's like, I don't want to know what it looks like in 5 years because I like where we're at now that we're constantly learning what it is.
No, for sure, man. And again, like I echo what Alex says, like, you know, adding you to the mix is huge, man. You know, like
Thanks, guys.
when you build
my
a
dad
new
loves you.
when you build a new home, the first thing you want to do is start filling it with new family. And Jerome, you're like the baby that we never had.
Yeah.
You're like our 40-year-old baby, basically. That
My dad loves you.
We fully integrated you into our lives. Like realistically, you know, there's a bit of like
Much against my will.
a pattern that we kind of go into. You know, we do a lot of similar stuff, and like, you know, you had the ball runs. I'm excited to close out on you tonight.
Yeah.
In a nondescript way. And you know, like it's like I mentioned, man, that part's really huge too. Because again, it's about the people that you work with, you know. And
the access to hoop has been fantastic.
there you go. All we need to do to make Jerome do this is to
I've never
allow
played
him to
so
play
much
more
basketball in such a long time, and it's been the best.
We got an ongoing game of ones right now. He's up 4-2 on me.
Goodness.
It's fine. 4 games to 2 games, but
And my dad loves you. Miscellaneous questions.
we need to get our therapist back.
What is the worst holiday/vacation you've ever been on?
Worst holiday? You know what?
I mean, back when my parents fought that one time.
Oh my god. Okay, we really need that therapist.
My mom
back.
flew to Hong. Anyways, go on. Yeah.
Flying to HK.
Any questions? Any answers? Yeah.
So it was the worst in terms of just like when I look back on it objectively, it was not the most enjoyable one.
Yeah.
Or it's the one I feel like, I guess not even shame. It's just kind of like I can acknowledge how lame it was, but this was when I was turning 20. I was 19 turning 20. My birthday's December 23rd, so it was like 2 days before Christmas. No surprise birthday parties, please. One was enough.
No, it's a best of 7, bro.
No, it's not. It's not. It's 1-1 and we're going.
Feel free to skip over middle of November next month as well.
We're going to swear.
Yo, what are you doing on December 27th, bro?
Anyway.
I heard Jamal McGlure wants to run a ball thing. Let's meet up.
That would be a great excuse. So I was 19 turning 20. I was getting out of a relationship at that time. I was also struggling like in university, and I was just like feeling like I just felt really strongly like I needed a reset. There was like one night I even like walked around, like I lived near where the train tracks were in Hamilton, and I was like 3 a.m. was just like walking along those train tracks, and I was having like a little half bottle of Jameson. Shouts to McNulty. I was watching a lot of The Wire at this point.
That's crazy.
So I'm like, and I was like, what am I doing? Like I actually really needed like a hard little reset. And I think I was just like not really happy going home. I wasn't really happy being at school. And I was just like, what can I do? So I told my family that I just really wanted to take like an individual trip. Now at that time I didn't have a lot of money, aka no money. And I didn't have a lot of imagination. So I'm like, how about I go to New York for 4 days?
Oh.
You told me a little bit about this.
Yeah.
This ended up being a bad trip?
No, it was a bad trip in the sense that like
The circumstances
just like I was going, it was the first time I actually went anywhere with the express purpose of like escaping.
Yeah.
And
Did you take a mega bus?
I took a megabus.
Hell yeah.
Overnight megabus, 12 hours, 9 p.m. to 9 a.m. It was, it was fine. It was, shouts to the megabus, I guess. And
Never.
I don't know, at the time, because I was so young, and this is before like internet, like Airbnb and stuff like that was like super popular. My mom booked me a hotel somewhere. I pulled up. It was like basically a long-term rental apartment kind of situation. Like people were sharing bathrooms. I was like, this is crazy.
Wow, sounds like our Montreal trip.
No, I know you are taking 5 showers there, man.
my goodness.
The whole neighborhood would have been pissed at you. But
Oh man.
no, it was cool. And then I just was like walking around like New York in like on Christmas, basically, like just seeing the scenes. And I don't know, like it did give me a really hard reset to just like go to these museums and like go eat and just walk through, I don't know, man, Central Park and Strawberry Fields.
The tourist traps.
No, I went through all the tourist
So
traps,
this wasn't in a sense a bad vacation.
No,
it was
no.
just you going away during like a bad space, like
Well,
a bad time.
The worst part about it was I went atop the Rockefeller Center.
Yeah.
All right. 40
Oh my
Rock.
God,
I went up to
man.
40 Rock. Went up 40 Rock where, NBC's
Cross the Brooklyn
studios
Bridge
were.
after it.
I went up the building and then I went to the top of the building. And I'm not kidding. I'm a little ashamed to say this.
Yeah.
But I listened to Empire State of Mind like 5 times as I walked around the balcony looking at the rest of Manhattan.
24 other Jay-Z songs for that.
Don't bite the apple, Eve.
Oh man, yo, this is like this is like a Chat GPT New York trip. This is amazing.
Did a lot of journaling.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm glad it was like something you got to like experience and just like
I'm
kinda
not
reset.
topping that story. I think we can move on.
Met a
Do you have do
girl
you have
on
a
the on the mega bus ride back. Still think about her sometimes.
Man,
Man.
mega bus ting, mega bus shorty. No, I don't really have Jerome. I don't really have
I don't
anything
really have-
that
No?
would term as like worse.
Word, you guys are just gonna leave me?
Vacation. No, but most vacations
this
I've had,
experience?
it's been a good
Yeah,
experience.
usually they're. Like
I mean, some are great, some are just okay. Like
Dude, I
but-
mean,
Yeah.
I would very much suggest if you are feeling depressed to go on vacation.
sure.
Okay, yeah,
Like
sure.
that's
Yeah,
my life.
yeah,
advice,
yeah,
actually.
yeah.
Yeah, if you can, obviously.
Yes.
Yeah. Next up, Larry in Edmonton just wanted to compliment Jerome on his Scars Pizza
Is this really a compliment for me or
long
you?
sleeve and said it's fire.
It is fire. It's my favorite
Yeah.
shirt already.
Just so you know, Larry, these were gifted to me, and I gifted them to Will and Jerome as
This
well.
Friends
is
and
a
family
$20
pack.
tip.
Friends
of
and
life.
family. Craig got a sweater. Oh no, he got a hoodie.
Yo, by the way,
You got
how
hoodies.
nice are these?
Sexy Beasts got a tee.
How
Yeah.
nice are these shirts? Because if I hooped in it tonight, like, is that like a
You
travesty?
could hoop in it.
You could hoop in
no,
it.
you could hoop
It's
in
not
it.
like so nice that
It's-
I should
it's
only
not
wear
your
on
Oh,
special
like in that
occasions.
way.
It's
Yeah.
not your
No,
Mitchell
no.
and Ness Jordan 4-5 jersey that
Yeah,
you
I
never
can't even
wear.
wear that, bro.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
can't
yeah.
wear that, bro.
Yeah. So
No, you can. I mean, it's a Jordan T-shirt.
yeah.
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 Okay.
No,
All
you're
right,
good.
all right.
You're good. You're good.
You're
It's a
good.
long sleeve tee.
Just show up in your Wally Zerbiak. Next up, Navi.
Oh wait, sorry.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. That was an incredible
anytime,
gift.
man.
Yes.
And remember when I gave $20 to Big Trouble? That tip.
Ooh.
Navi, I
Still
believe,
walked out on
works
top.
at MLSE. Wants to know over under on 905 games that we're going to attend this season. I don't mind hitting up some 905.
I'm down.
I'm not beneath 905.
We actually have firm plans to go to the 905 this year.
Oh, we do?
We do?
Was I in this chat?
We are going to see when the Long Island Nets are in town.
Because Jackie Sway.
Oh,
We are going to see Jackie Toy,
Okay.
which like we've actually already made hard plans with Mainlander, aka Peace Medet,
Okay.
to go watch it.
I just want to be clear that while I am completely on board, I'm pretty sure you made hard plans with Jeremy.
Oh, really?
Neither of
And
us
we
were
are finding
aware.
out right
I
now.
might have made it with him in Chinese actually
Yeah.
while we're
Yeah.
at the last Raptor game.
So
but-
Right.
Navi man, hit me up. Let's make some 905 games happen.
We're super down.
Did you guys?
no, but I actually do want to see the 905 this year.
Yeah.
They got. It's not like last year where like all due respect, but last year like they were losing a lot of games.
Yeah.
And like I'm not gonna buy a ticket to go see Javon Freeman Liberty in any context. So like,
Ooh, JFL.
I'd
Just
rather
for
go to Just for
laughs.
Laughs, man. Bring that back. Unfortunately, that's
Hey, by the
gone.
way, did you guys hear there's going to be a new 942 area code coming to Ontario next
what
next year?
part of Ontario?
I'm making fun of you if you got a if you
so-
call me with a 942.
I think we need a Raptors 942
Oh my
squad.
goodness.
boys.
942. What is a
Would
yo,
you? I mean, I wouldn't want my answer is no immediately. But would you want that for the W team?
Ah, no way.
No way,
No
right?
way.
Yeah.
No, the W
942?
the
Does that mean
W
we can't be
deserves
the
better.
6
Of
anymore?
course.
Because
I don't
the
know.
6 is like
I mean, we have the
I
905,
got
so we don't.
bros
Yeah,
in
we don't even have the
different
Raptors
area
416.
codes. 942 is a tough combo, man.
942
It just doesn't
nasty,
like
dog.
roll off the
Bad
tongue.
mouthfeel.
That's a bad mouthfeel for
and
sure.
bad, just what do you call it? When you just look at it, it looks like a weird area code, man.
That's like that 289, man. Shouts to Hamilton, but damn.
You got 30 seconds on this, Will. Is Liverpool winning the Premier League this season?
I don't think we'll win the Premier League. Obviously, we've only lost one match so far and won all the
25
other
seconds.
ones. We have a very hard schedule coming up. At the same time, I think
20
City is also quite strong. You saw them once again just be able to pull out results. Big goal by Josko Gvardiol. So I can't say that name.
10
man.
seconds.
And but I think we'll finish second, and it'll be nice to finish above Arsenal, which will be hilarious.
There we
Nice.
go. There we go. Go City. What is Will Lou's new era size? This is from Chandler, aka formerly Sandwich Dad, aka our favorite guy Jin.
Yo. I thought you were gonna call him the Anjin.
I posted my
unspoken reasons.
because I bought like the first 3 Oasis CDs to play in my 2005 or 6 Honda Civic, and I posted a photo of it. And Chandler's like, "Yo, you want to be white so bad, you want to swap?"
Yo, that's
He
crazy.
wanted to do a race swap.
That's crazy. Chandler, aka Sandwich and aka John Blackthorne in Shogun.
What is your new era size? Have we confirmed this?
It's actually 7 and 7/8.
That should be an area
Oh,
code.
you didn't crack 8?
No, it's actually not 8. The thing is, so
Yeah.
I realized that it's the specific geometry of my head. Okay,
Yeah.
like it's sort of like a pentagon. Like when you're looking at it from the front, it's like that. But then the back, it's like pretty flat. Like the back of my head doesn't jut out. You know what I mean? Like 'cause that would add to like the circumference.
Is that
of the head.
reasoning for then like why the bun is there? It just like it shapes well that way?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, so it's actually like it's in the 7s.
Yeah. Speaking of just hair, like Jerome, would you like to share publicly about your potential plans?
We'll see if it gets there.
Okay.
We'll see if it gets
See,
there.
Wang's is respectful.
Thank you.
Wong
Thank you
was
for
very
that. I mean, you already
respectful.
kind of revealed it on a previous episode.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Jerome's gonna come on and be like, "Wipe yourself off. You're bleeding."
Oh my god. Kevin from Varay Sonore,
we will learn
in
French.
Montreal asked if we play fantasy basketball. Yeah.
I've only
I
done it once.
don't, but I did help somebody do a fantasy draft during our live show. Or
We
not
did
our live show,
help
our
them,
watch
yeah.
party. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was cool. But my advice is to everyone. My advice is this with fantasy: pick 6 categories that you want to win for sure, and then just ignore the other 3, and you'll pretty much win every week.
Yeah.
Okay.
All
It's not that hard.
I'm sure.
Honestly, it's not that
I
hard.
played
Build-
one season ever and didn't ever want to do it again. But I was proud of that season because I chose Ryan Anderson,
Ryan,
Oh,
and it was the
Anderson.
year that he blew up, like just hitting
Yeah.
those threes.
The Rhino.
Will Lou comp.
So lewd.
The Rhino. Yeah, I haven't played fantasy basketball in a long time.
Yeah.
My time's taken up, obviously, focusing on basketball for this show.
You're busy on Betway, man.
And also, yeah, sports betting is
Yeah.
consumed
Someone
my
please
life.
follow him on the Betway
Yeah.
feed.
Shouts up that way. Next question. Which Raptor would you, I guess we'll say current Raptor, which current Raptor would you want to sit next to on a flight?
I originally read this as fight, and I was like, oh my god.
There's some fight stuff later. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I would go with Garrett Temple, or
Okay.
I guess if I could steal another one, Chris Boucher. I think they'd just be really cool to like chat with. Good
Okay.
conversations.
My initial thought was who's the largest Raptor, and I want to sit beside Jakob, for example, because
Okay.
he would be like taking up all the space.
Oh, you're thinking like
imagine you're
pragmatically. Yeah. That's a
imagine
good
you're in a
call.
window seat, Jakob's in the aisle, and you'd be like, yeah, Mr. Perdo, I gotta pee, and then like he's
So you
got to
would like
like
bring back Marquise Noel?
his knees are in the way, like that's just too much. So
Okay.
but then also I thought about like who would I actually like to strike up a conversation with.
Yeah.
Garrett is actually a really good pick for this. He's both not that tall and also very good conversationally. I think vibes wise, I'm really liking Emmanuel right now. I feel like IQ is just like good vibes in general. Seems like a lighthearted guy.
I'm surprised you're not saying Shed.
Nah, Shed, I need to get to know him a little bit more.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like I don't want to. It's too cold. Too much of an
Be
icebreaker.
guarding you up.
He'd be like, "Oh, you trying to? You
trying to go to the washroom? I don't think so.
You trying to order tomato juice
don't
right
think
now?
so. Maybe hour 3.
No, you're gonna swipe that tomato juice. So,
Oh, man.
by the way, the only place I ever drink tomato juice on the plane. There's no other context in which I ever want tomato juice other than on the plane. I order it half the time.
I've been on and off with tomato juice. I went through a phase where I really liked it.
Oh, word?
V8 gang.
Yo, you're in that V8?
But sometimes, when I'm on the flight and they bring the cart over,
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not drinking tomato juice right now.
Oh,
man.
word?
Like, things could go wrong, man.
You're too good for the
no,
Oasis tomato juice?
my stomach's just moving different some days.
Fair
you know?
enough.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
So you don't want to risk that,
When
especially
you turn
not
40,
on that.
apparently things
Not
change.
on that 45-minute porter flight, back from
Oh, man.
Montreal.
Okay, I have a question for you guys
Yeah, what's
because
up?
you guys can help me pick who's sitting next to me.
Okay.
But based on my last flight, who should be sitting next to me while I'm watching Industry?
Oh
Oh, my God.
Who's the youngest player on the team?
Yo, Grady?
No, actually, Grady Tech would be
Grady
perfect.
did?
Grady?
All
Yeah,
right,
Grady's
Grady.
like would be
Done.
perfect.
He's like, I see a lot of myself in this Rob character.
Oh my God. Next
I
up,
too am down bad for Yasmin Karahanani.
Next question, please.
Don't clip that.
next question: Montreal Metro or the Toronto TTC?
You know what?
The Toronto Transit
Yeah, I was
Commission.
thinking that as I was saying
That's
it.
crazy.
Does the Montreal Metro have an actual different name, or that's what
I
it's
think
called?
it's MTA.
Is it MTA?
Is that?
Yeah.
that
Or
New
is it
York?
just the Metro?
Anyway, I am a big hater of the TTC, as most people are. The Montreal Metro is way better, man. Come on.
Yeah, I would only say it out of spite, but I don't even know how the Metro works.
No, I took
Yeah.
the Metro not this time with you guys because
We did.
we're
We
high
took it once.
rollers.
We took it one
We
time.
did. We legit took it.
Had to take a shower after.
When we went to NDG.
Yeah, but
we got off at.
But other times I've
Espace
gone. Yeah,
Vendôme.
other times I've gone to Montreal. I've used the Metro a lot, and I found it to be super convenient.
Yeah.
and then not as much. Just TTC's pure delays, man. I'm not saying anything that's groundbreaking.
Okay. I will have to say that quite frequently in that Montreal.
Yeah, you
that
defend
little
Doug
subway.
Ford's Ontario.
You're
my brother.
answering this.
That
for us,
little
yeah.
subway sometimes will be like 11 minutes for the next train, and I'm like, yo, what is that? I could have just walked there in 11 minutes, man.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
I think so. The issue
All
with the
Metro are bad.
issue with the TTC is many, but I think that the fact that there's just only 2 lines really makes it hard to use the subway. And then every bus is a nightmare. Streetcar I actually really like. I love that you can hop on and off and never pay.
Dufferin
Salute.
Loop detour coming.
Yo, man, you never
why
been?
am I at practice?
You never been to C&E? You never took a shorty to C&E via the Dufferin Loop?
my
Actually,
God.
never do that.
Why am
The
I
trick with the C&E is you got to get off at Queen and walk the rest of the way because the last block literally takes 25 minutes to get off.
Oh,
But
man. This guy knows the tricks of the trade, man. So get off one stop early for CNE.
You know,
and pick your 6 fantasy categories in basketball.
that's right. Lots
You're
of
all
advice. If you're depressed, go to New York and sing
That's
Empire State of
crazy,
Mind on
man.
top of 40 Rock.
Oh man. So what's your vote here? You're voting with Montreal?
Yeah, I think Montreal's better. But
Montreal
at the same
wins
time,
it.
I gotta say though, the Toronto one, the tap is a little bit better. You know, the fact that you have to buy tickets every time to go on the subway, like that's
Oh, yeah,
crazy.
that was rough.
The fact that you could
Yeah.
just tap is really convenient. The fact that you get 2 hours for it is nice. You can re-enter. Can't do that with the MTA.
Yeah. Only found
Also,
out
like
about that
if you're
recently.
ever going on Saint Laurent, why is there not a subway or like that 55 Saint Laurent is a nightmare to ever be.
But Montreal's like a pretty bikeable city too, would you say?
Yeah,
Like I feel like a
except
lot of
when
people
it's
get around
winter
with bikes.
time.
Yeah, that's true. Global warming, it doesn't really snow anymore.
I gotta say, Montreal bikes way better than the Toronto bikes. They're everywhere. They're on every
Yeah,
corner.
yeah.
It was
I do
actually sick to get
appreciate that
around.
as like a bikeable
Shouts
city.
to the Bixie program. Anyway,
Next up, Alex, Jerome, and Will versus Lewis, Sampson, and S in a dragon boat race.
Why?
Who wins?
Why?
Just off sheer competitiveness, I'm gonna win.
is this a question?
Yeah, this is a
Wait,
question.
are we picking us?
Yeah.
That's a
Oh,
home.
okay.
That's a
Yeah.
home court advantage.
All right.
Yeah,
No, that's fair.
I've never done dragon boat. Though.
Yeah, me neither. I don't
So-
know that I have the upper
So
body
while
strength
we
for
have
this.
it in our ancestral genes,
Okay.
Wait, you don't think we're stronger too?
yeah, I just think my
Samson's in
competitive
really good
spirit would
shape.
bring something.
He's
to
in
the
good
table.
shape, but who's stronger?
Yeah.
I don't know that.
There's only one way to find out
Okay.
for this, guys.
All right.
Where do we go dragon boat?
You can actually go dragon boat racing on Lake Ontario.
Really?
Yeah, there's practices and stuff.
Oh
Yeah.
shoot. Okay.
right.
For
Because
the
your man
dragon-
loves to go to Raptors practice, and then another pro tip: after you go to the OVO
my
Athletic
goodness.
Center,
Oh, God.
you can go
Get
across
some
the
momos
street.
in your bag so your bag smells.
You can go across the street, and you're right there at the lake. And I love sitting there afterwards,
Yeah.
and like listening to practice clips and sending those, and then
Okay,
uploading them to
Kendall
the Hello
Roy.
and Welcome account. And then I run into Kirtika taking pictures of the lake.
Oh man.
goodness.
No, that's never happened, but I do endeavor to have that happen
All right,
once.
these are all competition based.
Let's go. Yeah, we'll win that one.
Josh.
Chinese people in Dragon Ball race will take us.
I already have my answer for all these. Wait, are you skipping
No,
Anton?
I'm just going different order. Josh in Vintage wants to know who would win in an arm wrestling competition between the 3 of us.
I'm just going to pick Alex so he doesn't like injure himself trying to beat us.
We should actually put this to the test.
The
someday.
issue with this is
No.
Alex is left-handed. So
that's right.
us actually arm wrestling with our right is a little
But
unfair.
I'm an ambidextrous. I'm the Tristan Thompson of arm wrestling.
Okay.
I could beat you guys with my right. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm confident.
man.
Well, Will, do you believe in yourself? Are you the person? I don't trust myself in any
We
of
could
these.
just put this to the test after the show. if
Sure,
you would like,
okay.
but-
Once again, I tried to hang from those handlebars at CNE.
We'll put the
famously failed. So
we'll
don't
put
listen
the
to me.
360 cam on you and you can do it.
Yeah.
The issue is you were listening to Champagne Supernova, and I don't think Liam had said a single word yet, and
I
you had already
fell
fell.
out before the song
Because
started.
at the start of
I
that
just heard the birds chirping.
The start of that song is just
You
fucking
didn't
water
hear all of
rushing
us
and stuff.
asking out loud, why is he swinging?
Anyways, next up, Anton, aka Mainlander's friend, wants to know.
Oh, you know my friend Anton?
Yeah, Anton. He New York. He live in New York now. Who has the best drip from you three?
I mean, the answer to that is Alex.
No, I think
think it's Jerome.
we all have our own individual like flow. You know what I mean?
That for sure.
Like
I think it's Jerome.
We'll be out of nowhere. We'll be out of nowhere. Like, here's a $7 blazer that looks really fly.
Will looks
with some,
killer
like,
in that
track
blazer.
pants.
Yeah.
Jerome's got his wave. You know, I'd be crazy sometimes, but like, you know, I got my
Yeah.
own wave. So I feel like we all like fit into our own like personal vibe,
Can I
which I
ask,
think is
fair.
good.
Can I ask you guys what's the most like expensive or exclusive piece that you put in your regular rotation? You know, who's like this?
Ooh.
Who's like the Scotty Barnes making the max in your salary sheet?
I don't have
anything
know,
like
man.
that.
I got
I
way
don't
too
think
much
so.
stuff. It just flows through. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, that's crazy.
Doesn't-
Yo,
doesn't
oh wow,
happen
these
like
guys. All right, man.
Yeah. Anyways,
This guy just sidestepped the question. Okay, cool.
What is the
He just roundabout said, "It's me."
What's the strangest Amazon purchase? What's the strangest purchase you've made on Amazon?
I got nothing.
Unfortunately, my grandpa's at this age now where he's just like using the washroom as like an accessibility issue for him.
Sure, yeah.
So I had to purchase a box of Smellies.
Yeah,
Which
that's
is,
not strange.
that's
though.
not strange.
No,
That's not that strange.
That's a bit strange though, because now I'm
No.
getting like push related products, and I'm like, I don't need this.
Okay, that's
the
fair.
algorithm's like, wait, hold on, do you
Yeah.
low-key need this? And I'm like, no, but it's a one-time thing. What else has been strange? What's strange? I don't know. You know, is it weird? Sometimes I get lazy because I don't drive, so I'm like, I want paper towels in my house. Like, you just order paper towels.
Sure. I
Sure,
pulled up
yeah.
my Amazon
what
orders.
you got on here?
So
Okay, what do
the
you
last
got?
thing
Yeah,
I
yeah.
bought was 1,500 wooden toothpicks.
100,
I mean, they're selling in bulk. It was like $12, man.
bro, 15.
Wait. How long do you think it'll take you to go through them?
This will probably I'll pull up with that for my 50th surprise birthday party.
Right,
Crazy.
right.
Yeah. Oh, I can return them. Oh, they closed. Return window closed.
Okay.
Some new bedding sheets.
Yo, you get your
That's
bedding
wrong.
off Amazon? No, that's nasty, dog.
A book
Yo, go
about
to West Elm, man.
a book about Oasis. Oh, I bought a whole mattress.
What?
Shower curtains, because you know that's important.
No,
for
I didn't
me.
know your house was the Amazon warehouse over here. Jesus.
Tennis balls and a tennis racket, because I got
How's
into
that journey coming?
that stopped. Yeah,
Okay.
I got into tennis for a week.
Wow.
Let's see what else
What else you
2024
been
is
ordering,
probably.
man?
Let's see what else I've been popping in here, man. Just Blu-rays, Criterion Channel subscription, I guess falls under Amazon.
okay.
The first slam dunk.
Yeah, wristband
great.
when I hurt my wrist.
Okay, that's
That's
reasonable.
normal.
Where are you gonna
Nothing
get a
strange
wristband?
is-
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, is there anything strange on this list so far for you, Will?
There's nothing crazy.
I think the toothpicks.
1,500 toothpicks is
Yeah,
a
yeah.
lot. That's
Yeah.
like
I've never seen you use a toothpick.
No, I'd be
no,
toothpicking.
he just
be
like puts
toothpick-
it in his mouth and bites it. You know.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like the he ain't do nothing but step back meme. Like he's doing
right,
that,
right. He's the new sheriff in
Yeah.
yeah.
town.
The toothpick changes everything.
New Braun Razor, Neutrogena
You got the
sunscreen,
Brawny?
SPF 60,
SPF 60. You're not
Yeah.
white.
beach towels.
Oh,
go to the
wow.
beach.
Oh,
Where were you
therapy putty,
Oh, that but we saw you use that.
finger splints.
Okay.
Yeah, these are all practical stuff.
All practical
There's
stuff.
That's good,
nothing.
that's good.
There's
Nothing really
actually
strange.
nothing.
You know what?
Weird in this.
I have to admit, I am kind of addicted now that I've actually used Instagram. Once in a while, Instagram will just show you these Amazon things. Like,
Oh
you
yeah,
know,
like the
they'll push
promoted
those
ads, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I will usually click through on like tech stuff.
Okay. Yeah.
It's always some random gizmo that I'm like, ooh, it's a lamp, but also a speaker.
Yeah.
Should I
it's-
get this?
Yeah.
I mean, we
how they
got our
get
Insta
people.
360 cam off of Amazon.
Yeah.
there
I
we
mean,
go.
there you go. It's very practical.
Wow. This whole segment brought to you by Jeff Bezos.
Damn, how did they get us to do a whole sponsorship segment?
Next up, would you rather be punched in the face by Serge Ibaka or kicked in the gut by James Johnson?
Punch.
Punch in the face by Serge Ibaka because that man has missed 95% of the punches he's thrown
No,
in the NBA.
no.
No, go watch it, bro. Like, come
Neither.
on.
Well, no, but in that case, because like it's punch in the face, so this is like a direct hit.
Yeah, and it's also my head, so
Yeah.
there's a bigger chance of him hitting.
Neither. Okay, let's run
Probably
through
punched.
these.
I probably punched.
Yeah.
Kicked in the stomach is a
Well,
horrible
because James
feeling.
Johnson is
He's an
trained to
MMA
do
guy,
it.
right?
Yeah.
So he knows how to kick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Neither.
Not going to say what I'm going to say. Never mind. Keep
Okay,
going.
food, and then we'll get to
Action
industry.
Bronson.
Food.
Top 3 pizza spots, Alex, during your recent trip to New York.
Oh, wow. Here we go. Scars Pizza.
Scars Pizza was good. My favorite slice I had was at Lindustry, which is a new spot now.
Jeremy Linda.
It's like a ricotta
A.K.
slice.
Eric Tao.
Oh man. And then
Got him.
I always like is it Joe's Pizza? Yeah. So those are the spots. I mean, there's a lot of great slices in New York. I know people love to like have the discussions about it, but you know,
My hot take is meat toppings are the most overrated toppings on pizzas. And if you have more than one meat topping on a pizza, it's too much.
I mean, I'm more excited to talk about like pizza spots in Toronto. I know the other
yeah?
night after the WNBA party, we were trying to go to Max Pizza.
Yo,
their
shouts to Max
their
Pizza,
lemon head
man.
slice is amazing.
Dover, Court, and
Yeah.
Bloor. All right?
Yeah, that's a great spot.
spot.
When you see balloons on Bloor, you're almost there.
Plus, I need your North or Brooklyn plug because you know.
Yo,
I'm
shouts
a
to
big-
North of Brooklyn. Especially
North
the one
Brooklyn
at
is
Greater
good.
Good. We look because the studio Division 88's right there, and after recording, we will go usually around 5. And the fresh slices out the oven when like the cheese is still like super melty is like
What was that one we had last time? It was like pesto.
vodka verde.
Vodka Verde.
Vodka
Yeah,
Verde
yeah, yeah.
slice,
Really good
man.
one.
Oh my god, that's
The
good.
garlic knots.
Garlic knots are really good there.
Yeah.
I still
Yeah.
haven't been to a Batty Alley's, but I think I'm gonna take care of that this weekend.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So- No,
what,
Jerome,
else is,
you're-
what else is on your to-do list?
Jerome, you're coming with me on Saturday, man. We're going to that little Raptors drop at that vintage
Oh,
shop.
that's right.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And Mr.
Yes.
Sexy
No,
is coming
no
too.
invite for me.
Oh yeah,
You're
you can come
invited
too, bro.
Okay.
It's on our calendar.
Yeah, you have a React pod. Don't forget. Oh shoot, I got to do that. Jerome's off.
Let's go.
Anyways, I'm having a meltdown. What is the best Asian restaurant in Etobicoke, Will?
I don't think that there are many restaurants at all in Etobicoke.
You've always said this, and I don't believe it. I mean,
Okay.
I
I've
like
never
the
been there.
Fortinos across from Humber.
Oh,
This is
man.
what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
maybe this is just a reflection of the area I grew up in, which was either Scarlett and Eglinton or like along the East Mall, like Rathburn and East Mall area. But there is just like a solid like probably 20-kilometer radius where there are just like no sit-down restaurants that aren't just chain restaurants, like a Pizza or like a Tim Hortons. It feels almost like you're kind of living out in Milton or something. No offense to Milton. I've actually been to Milton many times and it's okay. But like, there's just not like restaurants like in the whole area. You'd have to either go, for me, you had to go all the way south to Bloor or Dundas where you could actually get restaurants, or you got to go north to like, I don't even know, man, like Rexdale Boulevard, like, you know what I mean? Like you want a cultural meal or I don't know, man. There's a lot of like eating at the McDonald's in the Walmart at Rexdale and Islington. You know what I mean? Like it's just,
You haven't even gone to Asian yet.
that's what I'm saying. And there's
He's
not,
just been talking about food in
Like food in
general.
general.
there's like 2
Yeah, yeah.
highways, you know, that like bisect the area. So like my school lunches were like, I would walk over to like Fortino's, or I would walk over to like Metro, get the wedges. You know what I mean? Like it's just not a great culinary
Not even being
experience.
funny.
I
The
gotta say,
Fortinos is really good.
what?
I really liked it when I was
Yo,
attending Humber.
Etobicoke, stand up for yourself,
a
man.
victim.
Email me info at Steven LeBron, man. Defend Etobicoke.
No, I'm serious. I'm not saying that like if you are along Bloor, that range, or Dundas, or even south of there, if you're like at Lakeshore, for example, there's lots of good restaurants
Sure,
in those
of
areas.
course.
But that's not where I grew up, man. I'm
Saying
telling
that
you.
the Queensway is not popping right
Yo,
now,
I used to. This is what I used to do at school. I would my mom would pack me a lunch. I would never eat it. And
Stinky tofu story alert.
then I would hustle. I would hustle for money at school. Okay, do various favors for people. One time I actually wrote
Immigrant.
One time I wrote another person's exams in exchange for a Kool-Aid jammer, which I think was like a very high price to pay for cheating. But I used to just hustle for money. I used to get like $250, and then after school was done, I used to walk to La Rose Plaza, which took like 30 minutes, by the way. La Rose Plaza is just a random road called La Rose, okay? And there's just like a little mini plaza in there. There's like a bakery. It's like a Ukrainian or Serbian bakery, one of those like countries. Sorry, they're not similar, but you know what I mean. And I used to just go to the pizza there and buy a slice. That was like my go-to.
Yo, I miss those days, man. In school and stuff, like you get a little bit of money, go to the plaza closest to the school, like get pizza. I mean, back then when I'm a little older, we played, go to the arcades and stuff.
That's what I'm saying. You hustle for a little bit of money.
Yeah.
You love shooting dice.
Yeah, just ask your mom for $20, man. It's all good.
Yeah, my mom wasn't giving me $20, man.
Struggling, what?
More like teeth $20 out their wallet. I'm sorry,
Okay,
Mom.
so Etobicoke, no answer.
There's no restaurants.
Okay,
No, hit me
Etobicoke,
up.
stand up for yourself.
Hit me up with restaurants
Stand
that
up.
aren't like on Dundas or Bloor. You know what I mean? And that middle, okay, it's got to be north of Bloor and south of Dixon. You tell me which restaurants are there.
Will only goes north of Brooklyn.
Ooh,
Oh, man.
and for me, they want to know which food court in Markham has the best food. I mean, that's First Markham Place.
Yeah,
man.
First Markham Place is elite.
love
First
First
Markham
Markham
Place. Every
Place.
time I go, I want to have like 3 meals there, and sometimes I do.
No, but you
what are you
can
gonna do about it?
you could
What am I
order
talking to?
you can order a couple of things and
There's
then
no
just
one on
have
the
like
other
a little
side of the
spread for
camera.
yourself, man.
Yeah, there's those 2 really good barbecue spots there.
Yo, those are really packed, but the little Tenjin Buns place, I really like that place too.
Yeah, because you're from Tianjin.
Shouts to Northerners.
Yeah, so yeah, First Markham, not even just a food court. I mean, just the whole plaza.
Yeah?
That's the space.
What, you trying to buy a TV box? Like,
What?
what else?
No,
you
I
trying
mean
to
like
get in there?
outside of the food court, like in the
Oh.
actual like First Markham place.
That's what I'm saying. What else is
mall.
there?
No, there's food everywhere.
Oh, okay. I thought
Yeah.
I meant like
no,
shopping,
there's like
shopping.
food outside of the food
Shout
court. and stuff.
JCY house.
Oh no, not JC. Let me go get a stuffed animal after I lose at CNE.
Yeah, a little Pikachu.
Have you guys tried any Filipino restaurants in the city? Yeah, I do think Filipino food is something. I know we talk a lot about obviously like Chinese food, like Hong Sheng, Chinese Jamaican here. We just went for Korean food. Yeah, I do think Filipino food gets slept on a little bit. So I did have to go through my Toronto list to see what
You have a list?
Filipino
Another list.
places I've been to, and I guess I've been to
No way.
Islas,
Isla's?
Isla Fisher, Isla's and BB's. I believe they're both in Parkdale,
Yeah,
and I want to say Josie and Colin, friend of the program, actually brought me to both of them.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice. Yeah.
Yeah, so-
I've been to BB's. I liked BB's.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So those are the spots.
Which one? Little Sister?
Okay.
Barbecue?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. Okay.
Pretty good.
There we go. Filipino
Not-
food always does hit though.
But we're more speaking from our own ignorance. Like we just
We just always like end up at these other places that we.
Yo,
like,
most cultural
frequent.
Filipino place in the city is at St. Clair and Dufferin, the northwest corner of it, beside an Osmos, behind an Osmos, outside of the 29 bus stop. There is a very, very tiny spot where you can get a cup of like, I don't know, chicken adobo basically for like $7. And I've eaten there once and it was great.
All right.
There we
Yeah.
go. Shout out JR Manitad. Before we get to, let's get to the emails, and then we will do.
Oh, well, there's not more food questions?
I think that's it.
That was it.
And then
Really?
we'll do Lindustry. So Clayton, a longtime fan, is attending an NBA game. His first NBA games since 2016, and he's going to a game in Orlando. But he wanted to pick our brain about like where he should sit. So he was thinking about maybe sitting behind the Raptors bench. He was thinking about maybe the 200s was a little cheaper. I think it's just been a while since he'd been to like a live basketball game, so wanted to pick your brain about like, oh, what's a good, maybe even just like affordable, something that makes sense of like seating. I guess my only recommendation was like sit close to around like the center court view so you can see like a good view, even if you're like in the 200s or something like that.
My recommendation is if you can swing it, obviously financially, but sitting behind the Raptors bench would be ideal.
Yeah, you get to hear
That's
a
cool
lot of
experience.
stuff.
You got to hear a lot of stuff. You got to see them all the time. You got to see sort of how they interact. If the game's a blowout, you can sort of just, I guess, watch that. If the game's close, obviously you want to watch the encore product. Also, the Orlando Magic Arena is not bad. There's some, Amway Center. It's not bad. I was there for the 2019 playoff run.
Yeah, that's right.
There's a couple recommendations I actually have.
Did
if you
some
want.
video hits at Disney, didn't you?
Illegally, but luckily
Illegally?
Well, we didn't have rights to shoot on Disney property. What do you mean?
Zach Lowe's like, what are you doing here?
But hit me up if you want recommendations. I got 2
Yeah,
spots.
shouts to you, Clay, and you've always been a huge supporter.
Orlando's a weird place, I gotta say.
Yeah, Richard Warnica, I believe he's a shouts to Richard, man. What
Yeah,
up?
man.
Business editor, I believe that's your title at Toronto Star. We worked on some stuff together. He wants to know, do you think Steve Wynn is really sensitive about his hotel art because he once put his elbow through a $100 million Picasso? So I actually looked this up. So Steve Wynn owned a Picasso painting and then had agreed to sell it to Stephen Cohen, who I think is the owner of the New York Mets. And then when he was saying goodbye to the piece, he accidentally punched a hole through it.
What?
With his elbow.
Wait, how do you do that?
And I believe this was in 2001, and I believe the story is that it cost the value of the painting to fall by $40 million. So,
Wow.
Steve Wynn. Yeah.
That's how you know he's a financial editor, bro.
Yeah, Steve Lose is crazy.
That's tough.
Yeah,
I mean-
so learn something new every day.
How did you... There's no way you
Yeah.
accidentally punch the thing, man.
I think that is worse than me Euro stepping through his plants.
1,000%.
You
Yeah.
did it on purpose.
Yeah. What?
No,
Excuse
no,
me?
but I think like what probably happened in both cases
Yeah.
is that there was some sort of tripping or loss of momentum. Because I can't imagine
Yeah.
that, like, if anything, like maybe like leaned in to do it and then like tripped over and put his elbow like to break his fall or something like that.
It's rather convenient.
Yeah.
So, anyways, fun
There's more
fact.
to the story here.
Right.
Ryan Grossman just wanted to tell us a cool nickname for Raptors' 15th man Jameson battle, Helm's Deep.
Yo, that's actually fire.
Yeah.
I love that.
Helm's
okay.
Deep.
All right. Helm's
That's a great
Deep.
one. That's a great one.
Deep
Okay, yeah.
in the heart of the helm. I don't know,
But
man. That didn't really hurt.
next up, this is from Joey Crabe, and I want you to know this is Kyle Crabe's brother.
Oh,
Kyle Crabe, who we worked with at Sportsnet.
Shouts to Kyle Crabe.
Joey
man. You'll never
writes-
walk alone.
Joey writes, hello, Will, Alex, and Jerome. I'm a longtime listener and just want to express how happy and stoked I am for you guys. Finally get to do the show you always wanted with Hello and Welcome. Since I discovered your Yahoo show back in the dark days of the Tampa season, you've been hands down my favorite sports show, and I always look forward to whatever you release each week. You're such a breath of fresh air in the space. You represent the city and the fan base in such a fantastic way. Will, you're one of the most knowledgeable and insightful sports journalists in Canada and the basketball reporter of the next generation. Alex, you're a legend who remains one of the funniest spotters out there. What happened to my credentials? And I can't wait to see what Jerome brings to the show beyond the high quality production thus far, often on location to respect. He's like, yo, Will, man, you're the man. 8 years, React Pods, Yahoo, Sportsnet, Raptors show. Yo, Alex, you funny, man. Jerome, good luck. Like, what? I'm super proud of y'all to see the many years of hard work and hustle pay off. Love the vibe and the banter. Eagerly anticipate what you cook up once the season gets going. I should mention my brother Kyle worked with you guys at Sportsnet.
Yes, sir.
And honestly, it was what I was most hyped for him to be a part of that job, though I was the one that put him onto your work in the first place. Make no mistake. By the way, I checked out that Liam Gallagher clip of Half the World Away at Reading, and man, his voice is back. So stoked on the reunion. Keep on being absolute legends. Joe Crabe.
Yo,
That was really nice.
that's really touching,
Yeah.
man. Thank you so much for
He
saying
also
that.
did compliment the high quality production, so he was very nice.
Oh.
He did say some really nice
My
words.
dad
I just want
loves
to show that.
you.
Thanks, man.
Yo,
Wait,
shouts to
this
the
isn't your dad writing the
shouts to
email?
the Crabe family.
No. Honestly, it was really nice to, just hear that. That's in general. I think that's really sweet. I think for anybody who's followed the work long enough, like they understand sort of the journey, and that's why we kind of talk about it on a somewhat semi-recent, like a frequent basis. But it does mean a lot. And it was great to work with Kyle. We did do a quiz one time on the show. You remember that?
I do. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think I surprised you with bringing Kyle Crabe on the show.
You surprised us.
Yeah.
So the idea was, do I know my coworkers? Which
Yeah, that's right.
Oh,
Yeah.
To be fair, when we
Yeah.
started the show, it was during COVID. Okay, so when we go to the office, there weren't a lot of people
That's
there.
more time for you to get to know people.
No. There was no
Okay.
people at the office. Like there was like maybe 6 or 7 people at the studio at most at any
Yeah.
ever given time. Now I think it's hopefully changed, but yeah. So then we did this thing where you would bring in these random people. As far as I was concerned,
I got some notes behind the scenes for that.
they're like Josiah. Come on down.
I just
And
thought
had
team
to-
chemistry was important.
And then you gave me a quiz, and I do believe I got Kyle Crabe.
I think you did. Yeah. So basically, I brought these guys on, and they wouldn't reveal what their names were, and you had to guess.
Yes.
Who they
And they'll
were.
be like, hey, I produce your podcast. Like, hey,
Yeah, it's like I've uploaded all your post game
I've
shows the
uploaded
last 2 years.
865 episodes of the React Pod.
God,
It's-
52 burgers, 55 pods, 55 clips,
55 edits
55
to make.
episode descriptions. Mike Gillette. My name is Mike Gillette. From Halifax, Nova Scotia, longtime NBA fan, started in the 70s. As an NBA basketball fan living in Canada, it's been an interesting 50-ish years. NBA finals on tape delay, cable TV in Canada showing games infrequently, playing at York U with Mark Jones just after Paul Jones graduated in the
Butter!
early 80s. Mark gets the job at TSN, and now he's with ESPN. Seeing him announce a game or two of the finals a couple years ago was crazy. Loved Toronto back then. Serious pickup games at George Brown. Corey Joseph's dad was there when he played at Concordia. 30 years ago, the Raptors coming to Toronto and the Grizzlies, to now with NBA TV, all the NBA games on demand. Anyways, a year or so ago, I started watching Will and Alex on the Raptor show. Friendly, knowledgeable guys, I would debate both of those, who talk about the game I love with the Toronto.
I think Will's really friendly and knowledgeable.
My dad loves you. Watch most days. They became part of my afternoons, working from home. Looked forward to those shows. Switched over to the podcast, really enjoying them. Thanks for everything you've done and continue to do. Really appreciate you guys. I'm coming up for the November 2nd game versus Sacramento. That's the Vince Carter jersey retirement night. Not sure if you guys will be at the game. If you are, I'd love to stop by and say hi for a minute. All good if that doesn't work. Check with Paul Jones. He's known me since 82. He can vouch for me. All the best. Keep up the great work. Appreciate you.
Man, that's so sweet, man.
I just wanted to put those 2 emails kind of back to back too, because
Yeah,
I know
that's really
I know
nice.
Joey Craig, like a little younger cat, and then obviously, Mike writing us in. Like, I think that's the thing that always is super cool for me to see the emails myself only at info@stephenlebron.com. Sorry, this is a running joke because Jerome's like, I don't have access to the question.
It's fine. You don't need to.
No,
I don't
but,
know. It's nice finding them here today.
But it's super. That's the part that's super cool to me. I think
it's really nice.
I think from the outside perspective, and I know a lot of people know this not to be true, but it's like people think we only have like one type of audience or like one demographic, stuff like that. And it's like through our interactions in real life and in email, it's always cool to hear from like fans from like long time ago, recent fans, everything, different age groups, like different provinces, different countries. Like that stuff is really cool to me.
Yeah, no, for sure, man. I mean, first off, this is really nice. If I mean, I'll definitely be at the game. Hit me up.
email me again, Mike, if you hear this.
Yeah, we'll find
Let's
time
get
to
your
catch up for
contact, and then we'll figure it out.
Absolutely. I actually like that's one of the best parts about going to games for me now is just like meeting a lot of fans and like getting recognized, but mostly just getting to connect with people. No, it's nice, man. It really is.
No, I get
like,
it, man.
And I know it brings like a lot of people joy. It brings me joy as well to say hi to people. So I'm always very open to doing that. Obviously, don't be weird, but most people, 99% of people are not weird, which is nice.
Yeah.
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 If he's somehow here for 10 days afterward, he can find us at Greta.
Yeah,
That's right.
Mike,
Yeah.
if you're here, extend your stay. We're going to be at Greta on November 12th on King West. We're going to have a live event. Going to talk about that more soon.
Also, yeah, shouts to Halifax, man. Any of you guys been to Halifax?
No, not yet.
Really?
Yeah. I got to make a
The
trip.
Maritimes are beautiful. I'm not even kidding.
I got to make a
I think
trip.
it's slept on, really. The
It's
Maritimes.
really nice,
The
yeah.
Maritimes is really nice, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. No.
Halifax is a nice place to go for like 4 days.
All right.
Yes.
I'll check
Eat a lot
that
of
out.
lobster every day.
Really
you know?
good
I'll
food.
check that out.
Lobster is like the same price as like regular meat, which is kind of crazy.
Damn.
You would have such a cool list,
Dude, they have-
man.
You know, okay, so you've heard Peggy's Cove, right? You know
Peggy's Cove,
You've
yes,
heard of it? That
yeah.
lighthouse everyone
Yeah,
goes
Sarah
to. Big tourist
Jenkins,
spot.
he's posted up there. Yeah. I've seen her there. Yeah.
If you go to Peggy's Cove, there's actually a food truck there that has lobster congee,
You told me this. I
which
remember.
it blew my mind, man.
Yeah. Can I just go to Kanji Queen?
You could just go to Kanji.
Just check
go to
it.
Kanji
Okay.
Queen.
Just check it.
Yes.
All right,
Shouts to
fine.
Halifax,
That's an
but just
option.
check it.
Find Alex at Leslie and Shepherd.
Lou Kef, he sent this in with a screenshot. This is a comment from Spotify, from our
cool.
Spotify feed.
All right.
Right.
So I did not realize that this was something that was possible.
No, it's possible.
He said, excited for the Banter Pod. Not sure if you see my Spotify comments on every episode.
Oh, sorry, Lou. Dude, we're learning something new every
Lou's
day.
been sending in questions for 6 months.
Lou's like, can anyone hear me? Am I just tweeting
Oh
into
my
the
God.
abyss?
Lou,
Yeah.
you've got a basketball question. We're going to save it for when we do our Q&A segments. Your other question is, do we envision ourselves ever leaving Toronto and covering a different team? If so, where? And then he also said, please don't. In New York,
You're not gonna.
California love.
You're
I'm
not
trying to
gonna.
think of a hip hop song that references OKC.
Oh my goodness.
You down with OKC?
That's great.
Welcome
to Atlanta.
welcome to MFing Detroit. Shouts to D12.
Oh boy.
So I'm trying to cut down on the swearing less because actually someone mentioned it was like, well, I drive with my son in the car.
Yeah,
we listen
yeah.
together.
It was on the React
and
pod,
I was
right?
like, you know what? I appreciate you. Yeah,
Yeah,
'cause
yeah.
I didn't need to throw in too many
Don't.
F-bombs. So no, I've actually had this conversation just in case, like, life-wise, if I had to move anywhere else, can I do what I do?
Yeah.
I honestly think that, like,
Charlotte.
I would just want to keep covering the Raptors, but from a different city.
But let's say,
Sure,
let's say in
sure.
a scenario where it's like,
Yeah. This is my team, man.
hypothetical, you can't cover the Raptors in Toronto. You must pick a spot to spend 1 year in.
Okay.
Why they sent me?
But please don't.
They sent
but
me
you
to the
have-
island of Elba, like
If you-
Napoleon or
if-
something.
If
like
you,
I've been
if you
exiled.
if you had to pick one other NBA city for 1 year, let's say for this season,
For this season,
yeah,
where am I?
you ought to consider team and obviously a city.
Yeah.
You know, cost of living, lifestyle.
Sure.
You know, you don't want to go to OKC.
I don't know why is Memphis popping up for me, man.
Man, see, I would.
I don't want to live in Memphis, quite frankly.
Yeah.
I think it'd just be a little too much culture shock for me. But
Yeah.
I would get to cover Zach Edey.
And you get to hang out with Tim Chung.
I get to find out the
Yeah.
real truth behind
Yeah.
if Ja had a gun or not.
You and Tim Chung could recreate the Zach Edey Yuki photo.
That's crazy, man. That's nuts.
Okay.
I would want a cheat code and like go to LA where there's two teams,
Sure.
like New York. But the teams, I mean, New York's obviously gonna be super exciting. The Knicks, but Brooklyn, like
Yeah.
you know,
yeah, New York would be
Clippers.
cool.
I'm not that excited about. Lakers, honestly, not that excited. about
I would
either.
say, if anything, it's less about covering a team thing. Like I would, I know from personal experience, like going from working with the Raptors to then working at the Athletic, there was a trajectory that might have said that I would need to then just move to the U.S. to just cover like a larger scope of basketball or sports in general. LA and New York are definitely markets where there's a lot of opportunity beyond just covering a specific team.
Yep.
But then I chose that I wanted to stay in Toronto. I think a lot of what we're doing here is kind of trying to prove the point that we can do this here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Having said all that, I would go to Miami.
Okay, that's good.
Miami sounds fun. Be underwater in 5 years. Chris Almeida, dear Panda Pod. First off, a very
Love
happy
that.
birthday to Alex. Looking forward to the Wong bombs for the upcoming season.
Wonges? Are we calling them that? Yeah.
W bombs. A bombs. How long of a winning streak?
A-bomb.
How long?
A-Wong.
Oh
my God.
that's sick, man. How long of a winning streak? I actually want us to put some guarantees on this.
Okay.
How long of a winning streak would the Raptors have to go on to get a free meal from the following places?
Okay, let's go.
Hong
Wait,
Sheng.
are we okay?
Free meal from Hong Sheng.
Yeah.
As in, like, we get a free
See,
meal? Or
actually,
we're
we
getting
should-
a free. Like, I
Wait.
need to know.
Actually,
the specifics.
we got to redo this. I think we should do it in a way of like, how many games do the Raptors have to win in a row for us to go celebrate at these places?
Oh,
Okay,
Okay.
that makes more
Yeah,
sense.
cool.
So let's start with Hong Sheng. I think if the
One,
Raptors go
because
on,
you're probably going to be there on Thursday.
I think if the Raptors win on Wednesday, we should go after the game.
Yo.
Yeah, so that's a 1-game win streak
Yeah.
for Hong Sheng.
I feel like
Patois
I feel like
zero. We're
is
just going to
fine.
go downstairs
Yeah,
after this
Patois is
recording.
zero.
Patois we're here regardless.
Monkey Sushi, which by the way, the other night again after the Annex Hotel, we were looking for a place to eat,
Yes.
And we were so close to finally
You were so close.
going to Monkey Sushi, but they were closing in 5 minutes.
Sure.
So there's this phenomenon now where there are certain restaurants where the only patrons inside are Uber Eats drivers waiting for their orders to be finished.
Right. Yeah.
And if I
Gig economy.
that's right. If I only see the delivery drivers in there, I'm not going in there as a restaurant. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
No,
to sit
that's
down
fair.
at,
Yeah.
that's all. Also, it was 10:55 and closing was 11. There's no way I'm going to make anybody work longer. For that.
Could you do all you can eat in 5 minutes? Yeah.
That's
it's all you
insane,
can
dog.
No. Well, how much are you playing?
So
55 sashimi, 55 sushi.
55 monkeys, 55 sushis.
They do not serve monkey there.
Oh.
It's just part of the logo somehow.
So, just got an Uber Eats alert. So
They heard you.
So-
You're like, oh, what? You said you
no,
called?
man,
You rang, boss?
I'm a DoorDash guy.
right.
So I think if the Raptors win 8 in a row. No. Let me lower that. If the Raptors win 5 in a row, let's go to Monkey Sushi.
5 in a row.
5 in a row.
Because I think a 5-game win streak
but
is
5 and we're doing like all you can eat is what you're saying?
yeah. Let's go celebrate at Monkey Sushi.
don't-
If the Raptors
why?
win 5 in a row.
First off, all you can eat sushi. I'm past that point in my life, man.
Yes.
Like,
That's
I'm
fair.
not. I'm back.
oh, word?
Yeah.
No,
Fi-
'cause you could easily
can we
just-
commit 5-game win streak? We go to Monkey Sushi.
How about we order a BOGO? Do we have to physically
no, I
go
want
there?
to be there. And I picked the location.
Oh, my
It's gonna
God.
be
Yeah.
Lexington.
I'm thinking about the one on Elm Street.
Oh,
Yeah.
Elm Street.
Oh,
Okay.
my God.
Okay.
Elm
Going
Street.
downtown to go to Monkey Sushi.
Is the one in Ossington
No
still
way,
open?
dog.
I don't know actually.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't live. Oh no, wait, docs. What? Conversely, if you
He
want
he
to
lives on Ossington.
wait,
All right,
I'm not reading
Yes,
the
I do.
second part because we can't ruin our sponsorships. So appreciate you, Chris. But those are the 3 we're committing to. I mean, Hongsheng and
Oh,
Patrick.
I feel like we ruined our Monkey Sushi sponsorship. Let's be honest.
no, man.
Come on,
Like
dog.
I want to try Monkey Sushi.
Okay.
Like I really do.
Wait,
Send
you've
just that
never
clip to
tried? You just made a thing
Wait, hold on.
about doing selfies in front of it?
Yeah.
Oh, that
No,
sounds
I
right.
thought the
Yeah.
thing was you ordered BOGO monkey sushis.
No,
Because
I
like,
just-
who amongst us have not
No,
seen?
I just have always seen Monkey Sushi there, and that's how the discussion started.
It's just kind of crazy that you would promote a place and never attend there.
So it's like a BOGO situation where it's like at night you're like you just see that it says $15.99 and it's like you can get like some.
Yeah, I genuinely want to try.
Like-
I want to try monkey. Yeah, and we got shafted by the crafty coyote. Shouts to you guys though.
Wow, their kitchen was just closed.
Oh right,
Their
sorry.
kitchen was
Mad
closed
disrespect to workers.
At 11 o'clock on a Sunday. I feel like that's normal.
Sorry,
That is
that
perfectly
was a
normal.
But
little.
we did have
Honestly, where we ended up was perfect, though.
Yeah,
Dalgong
Yeah.
gay.
Dalgong gay.
Yeah.
Dalgong gay.
Yeah. Oh man,
know what
that
places-
seafood pancake.
Yo, man.
Two time.
Ordering 2 seafood pancakes, circling the bases.
Yeah, I'm not gonna
On
tell.
Did you finish it?
No, I
Wait,
couldn't
how soon
do
did
it
you
the
finish
next
it?
day.
Oh,
I couldn't do it the
what?
next
Oh,
day.
wow.
Really?
I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't feeling so
I mean,
well
you
when I
pay for
went
the whole
home
bill,
that night,
so
boys.
Boy.
it's all up
I
to
did
you.
not feel good when I went home.
felt
that
great.
night. That's all I'll
Really?
leave it at.
We want to take this break in the podcast to let you know that we are partnering with Tangerine for this season. For people who aren't familiar, Tangerine is the official bank of the Toronto Raptors and its fans, and Tangerine is a foundational partner of NBA Canada and WNBA Canada. Tangerine is focused on growing the game of basketball in the country from the grassroots level all the way up to the pros, and where you will find a court, you will likely find Tangerine. And that's the mission that really resonated with us because we also share the same goal of growing the game of basketball here in Canada. What you need to know about Tangerine is that they are about forward banking. That means no unfair fees, no overly complicated products, no expensive brick and mortar branches. And if you want to learn more about Tangerine, go to tangerine.ca.
All right, those are all the questions. Lastly, before
What?
we wrap up, I finished watching The Industry season 3 finale, so I'm caught up.
Spoiler alert, by the way, for anybody who has
so
not
maybe
watched.
we can slap a timestamp right here, and then we can slap a timestamp on what's coming up,
That's
which
right.
is
Skip
an
ahead to
interview
the
that
next
we're doing.
timestamp.
So industry, spoilers ahead. We're going to be discussing the first 3 seasons. If you haven't finished, check the ep description.
Yeah.
Hit you with that.
And
time
highly
stamp.
recommend, honestly. Like it's the show of the fall-ish.
Yeah, it just.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, famously, I talked about it. Like the first time I watched it, I could only get through 1 episode because having worked in a similar work environment, just the storylines and the people really just reminded me of where I used to be.
Well,
and
the
how
first
toxic it was.
The first episode, someone dies
at the job.
on the job because they had not
they
been
overworked.
leaving.
Yeah.
Yeah, they overworked themselves to death.
Yeah. So
justice for Hari. Anyway, yeah.
no, so I mean, yeah, a great show. I thought we could do. I mean,
Great show. After what you just said, it's so funny.
show.
Sorry, that is the premise of the show.
It
though.
just got-
It is
got-
a great show.
man, as I was watching those last 2 episodes, I was just like, of season 3, I was just like, man, this is such a dark and like cynical show.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
About just like rich people, the power that they wield,
systems, the
institutions, like everything. But I just want to do a quick. I guess I should have told you guys, but I want to do a quick character draft.
Oh, let's go.
So,
Okay.
so with the number 1 pick, as usual, Will Liu has the number 1 pick.
Oh, are you kidding me?
Let's go.
Do. With the first pick in the industry draft,
I have 9 characters, so
William
we'll go
Liu
3 rounds
selects
possibly.
Eric Tao.
Eric Tao.
Okay.
Ken Long, not to be confused with Ken Jeong.
Say it with me.
Eric Tao.
I'm a man.
Do not finish.
And I'm relentless.
Do not finish.
I'm a man, and I'm relentless.
Eric Tao,
man.
honestly, insane character.
Yeah, seriously.
Sells out his man, his big bro, Bill Adler. Big battle with Harper.
The institution doesn't suffer.
Ends up with 20 mil to leave Pure Point. But honestly, forget about the plot. Like, just a great acting performance from that dude, man.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
that is the
Dude.
number 1. Like, I hope he wins, like, just loads of awards from this.
So I sent this to Jerome, but this is because even though you were like midway through season 3 and Jerome started,
I slowed down.
He blitzed through the whole season.
Yeah.
So I sent it
I
to an
started
individual,
watching in Montreal and I finished a week
yeah.
after we
Yeah,
got
I
back.
started watching
Yeah.
when I was working at Yahoo.
He was watching one of those.
Finally finished.
He was watching one of those Robert and Yaz scenes on the plane. Real goon
With
behavior.
Will
Oh,
next
man.
to me.
Robert and
goon.
Yaz, man, that's a modern day Romeo and Juliet, man.
Oh,
That's
my
heartbreaking,
goodness,
man.
man. Yeah.
Heartbreaking.
Sure.
But there's actually
Henry Muck, I hate you.
there's a great interview. There's a great interview with Ken Long
Yeah.
on
Really good,
The
yeah.
Not
Watch.
to be confused with Ken Jeong.
You know the Ringers The Watch podcast?
Yeah, with Andy Greenwald and CR.
Yeah. So they actually interviewed Ken.
Okay.
And this was, I think, after episode 7.
Okay, I'm going to
came
find
out.
this right
The
now.
penultimate
That episode
episode
is really
Yeah.
good because obviously it's always just good to get their thoughts on sort of how the season goes. And I actually just really liked listening to the podcast as sort of like a companion piece to watching the show as it came out. But that episode in particular gets into Ken Long's like approach as an actor and the craft.
Yeah.
And I actually, I've never heard an interview from him before, quite frankly, because to me he was like, "Oh, that's Juntao." Every time I see him, I'm like, "That's Juntao." Like that's like if I saw Daniel Radcliffe, I'd be like, "Yo, Harry
Not to
Potter."
be confused with
I mean,
June
mad
Plum.
respects to Ken Long because, like you mentioned, like we know him from Rush
Yeah.
Hour. I remember he popped up on Lost, the TV show.
Popped up on Sopranos.
Yep, he was in Sopranos. He was in X-Men, one of those old X-Men movies. And like he's one of those guys where it's like obviously being Asian, like we always recognize him.
Sure.
But for him to like
Word.
he's
we?
our Reese Witherspoon.
Is he?
For him to pop into this role and
Yeah,
just like
yeah.
because he was like he was a character in season 1, but like not in the way that they bumped him up in
Yeah.
like season 2 and then season 3.
Well, I think it's just cool
Right.
to like
Yeah.
prop someone up into this position where he's always been like a little problematic. Like he reminds me almost like the this is a crazy reference, but like the Marco Pierre White, like the chef. Basically, he was like the angry chef who like kind of
Right.
taught Gordon Ramsay sort of the way he is.
Yeah.
And sort of like that kind of scenario. I guess the analogy is like the chef that kind of made Carmi really upset. The guy from Community, Joel, the actor.
I never
Joe
watched
McHale.
Community.
Joe McHale, yeah, Joe McHale, yeah. So like a really demanding chef and whatever. In this case, a really demanding boss that sometimes goes too far, but
Yeah.
like genuinely has people's interests in mind.
Yeah.
At least for the first season.
but also
And-
pure cutthroat.
but then to see the fall off from season 2 and then season
Yeah.
3, like dog, this guy fell off But then in the very biggest moments, he does pop back up
Yeah.
for the sake of the company. But in doing so, sacrifices everything that he ever really loved. He's at the very end left completely alone. He's divorced. He barely ever sees his kids. They had one friend, and he like completely sold out that friend to take over his friend's position.
Yep.
And at the end of it, he had one obviously mentor in Harper, who I did like that is still harpsichord in his phone. That was actually
It's
really
very
touching.
sweet.
Yeah.
But like,
I hate Harper, man. but whatever.
Even
Okay.
her, they have like a really contentious relationship. Like,
Yeah.
it's just to me, like as you mentioned, it's a really cynical show, and to take one of their main characters and just like rot them out slowly, and then really quickly.
But his performance was just like
incredible.
amazing because he's like just so measured the whole time.
Yeah.
Even when his life is falling apart, it's like you can see it from watching
Mm-hmm.
it. But he's still got that like calmness to him.
Yeah.
But
Like
you
it's
can
the
see
same
gears.
approach.
Like you can see the gears moving as it's
Exactly.
happening. Yeah.
Exactly. So I was just so blown away just like by his performance. Jerome, you're up.
Second pick.
Who you got?
Because I just found out that we're doing a draft.
Yeah, my
It's all
bad.
good,
guys.
man.
No, you're good. You're good. Just because of his iconic episode,
Don't take my guy, man.
No,
Don't take my guy.
I have to take.
I was gonna give myself the second pick.
you're taking Rishi.
Okay, I won't. I'll pass. I'll in a generous $20 tip.
That's-
I will pick
that's
someone
a-
else.
You guys can
another-
do it like an Anton Jameson, Vince Carter.
That's
trade.
another birthday gift, man.
That's another
Just
birthday
take
gift.
Sweet
Okay,
Pea, bro.
No.
in a later pick maybe. You know what? I'm gonna go because Will asked me really early on when we were in Montreal who I thought I might like from the show after one or two episodes. And I already knew that most, if not all, characters would be irredeemable.
Yeah.
But I had a gut feeling that maybe the one that seemed in any way somewhat tragic or sympathetic would be Robert Spearing.
Yeah, man.
That's a great second pick.
I fell in love with Robert, especially in that season 3. Him
Yeah.
waking up to what was that girl, Nicole, like dead. And like he just had to go through so much stuff, and then it pulled him in. Like, didn't they pull him into that hearing for Lumi?
Yeah.
And then obviously that road trip that he took at the end with Yasmin. Man, yeah, that was just so heartbreaking for me.
Reasonably, I would say that would be actually my pick in like. Drop the phone. In reasonable like draft terms, if I was going to steal a pick, it would be the one that you're going to pick next.
Yeah, Robert's a
but
great.
Robert's a very
Robert's a
fair
great
second
pick.
overall pick. Yeah.
No,
Robert's
that's my
a great
guy.
pick, man.
So Robert, his character is so interesting because
He's arguably the second protagonist of the show.
arguably, for sure. I think with Robert, what's interesting is the scope to sort of view his character through is the lens of class more than anything else. Because it is a British show and it's written by two Brits, like some of that doesn't necessarily translate. I feel like the way that British people talk about class is sort of similar to the way that people here in North America talk about race. Right. And maybe class isn't spoken about nearly as much, as prominently, as openly as race is here. And with Robert, the whole story of him being a white man,
necessarily spoken of. It's just like it exists, so you see the way they live with it.
Yeah, but like it for him to be a white man graduating from Oxford, going into this industry, which quite frankly does favor a lot of sort of those types of people, for him to really struggle with that and come up one time and time again, unable to crack the upper class in which
in an American show, he would be the golden boy, and he's not.
Sure, exactly. In America, it's like, exactly, right? But for him constantly coming up against this thing, there's also the other aspect of sort of him working out his like unresolved, I would say mommy issues, but it really gets really dark. Like it feels almost trivial to call it mommy issues.
Yeah.
And then to see him heal and grow from that is like maybe the only part of the show that
where
is
he
not
ends up at the
completely
end of
cynical.
the season that he decides to move to the U.S. is actually like a big moment.
And he got the little fuckboy haircut.
Yeah,
Like got the little curls.
No,
going.
his growth was sick, man. And even ending on that note of him like starting over, like that new career, like
He's
the
in his
show
hello
was
and
so
welcome phase.
dark at the end, just to have that like optimism at the end was good, man.
Yeah. But yeah,
No, I love
Robert.
that.
Robert's
That's
a
my
great
pick.
second pick. Yeah, great second pick.
How many are we doing in total? Like picks?
3
I'm just-
rounds.
Okay, I need to.
'Cause I got 9
I've got to
characters.
pick my
Trying to build a
characters
whole
up.
roster here?
Here we
So
go.
yeah, no, of course with my pick, I gotta go with my guy Rishi. Thanks for letting me have this, Jerome.
Happy birthday. Happy belated.
What's his last name in this character? I actually don't even know what his last name. Ramdani, right,
that's
Ramdani. Yeah.
So to recap, Rishi had that great solo episode in season 3 where we finally find out
The
about
Uncut
him,
Gems episode.
pulls a Joe Wolf on, goes to the casino, does well, but then goes back.
Please don't compare him
it's so
to Joe
unfair
Wolfon.
to Joe.
Yeah.
to do
Please
it that
don't
way.
compare him to Joe
Just a joke.
Wolfon.
But this man owes his man Vinay.
We went for pizza slices in between. He went to the club and got his ass kicked. There's way
Going
different.
to the club by yourself and ordering bottles is one of the saddest things I've seen. Man.
And then like having like Pure Point's assets like 18 billion deep.
Oh my gosh.
That was crazy.
Yo, this guy was so long on cable.
But not as crazy as the finale when his boy Vinay pulls up because he owes him like $500,000.
So at that point he's like not living with his wife anymore in the countryside. He's living by himself in the saddest apartment.
And underrated too is like during the season, and you see this in the solo episode, he's running this horse betting scam where he's asking his coworkers for money but never cashing them back out.
This guy just
Because Eric Tao's like, yo, you owe me $15K. Where's my bets? And he's like, don't worry about it.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, anyways.
he's just pulling up on Anraj being like, yo, give me the money, Anraj, give me the money.
And his wife gets murdered in cold blood in front of him.
Yo, Di with the new haircut.
Separated
though.
wife.
Yo, but Di was looking good with the new haircut though.
Yeah, so her podcast is done.
Oh no!
Off the charts.
Oh no!
No, but when that scene was happening, I was like, yo,
Did you
Rishi's
see
gonna
coming?
die.
Oh,
I thought someone was gonna die, but I
I
was
actually
like,
thought that she was gonna go.
oh man, I was like, he's gonna shoot Rishi like right now in front of the wife.
No.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking.
Well,
I was
just
like,
because it was that build in the moment,
Yeah.
because of the way she just keeps on scolding
exactly, yeah.
Vinay, and I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
Because the other thing too, I mean, shout out Will for sharing the podcast, like the episodes with me as well. Like they talk about it, and there is this like element of Vinay seeming to do it as an impulse more than, and
Right.
so like. I feel like
Yeah, he didn't come prepared to do that.
I don't think he was planning. I think he was there to threaten.
She was pushing.
But it was like truly.
She wasn't
sad.
really pushing. She was mostly defending him. Like, let's be honest.
She
the
was
only
like,
thing she was guilty of is loving her husband.
yeah, but she was saying that Vinay was like pure taking advantage of her.
I think if anything, she was underestimating the threat of the situation.
Yeah.
Like she was really like.
All right, fair.
It was a poor call to even like antagonize in that. But
Rishi's life is just so chaotic.
I don't know
now
how
he's
Rishi
unemployed.
bounces back from this.
Yeah,
I don't know either.
Like he's out of a job. Let's also talk about that part. Right?
Yeah.
Like basically, like he left Pure Point. He thought he was going to take a job with Leviathan Alpha, which is to me such a funny name for a company too.
Leviathan Alpha is a synonym for I am a man and I am relentless.
Yeah, I'm a woman and I'm relentless. That's the company. But
all right,
like,
Rishi is my pick. Let's go.
Rishi's a great pick. Also, incredible background dialogue. Like one of the things, if you're
you need the captions on.
You need the captions on.
incredible
Yeah,
for
you
that.
absolutely because he's always in the background saying crazy.
How he became? Yeah, he was literally a background character and then became a front. Yeah.
Him going, and there was that episode, I think episode 5, where they're all dressed in costumes.
Oh yeah, the Halloween.
And he dresses up as Ali G.
Yo, that was amazing.
And then at one point,
and he
someone
starts talking like
he gives the iconic Ali G phrase. Is it because I'm black? It's so funny in that one, man. So he just had a lot of range for a guy who's like a much more minor character for sure.
Yeah. No, that's
really cool.
that's my guy, man.
All right, I
round
can't believe this has fallen to the second round, but with the second overall pick, I'm gonna take Harper Stern.
Yeah.
There's no way Harper should drop to the second round. I know you might not feel a great way about Harper. You might feel like I do. For example,
how are you basing your picks on? Like, are you basing it like on like power rankings or just
no? It's just straight vibes, man.
Straight vibes,
Straight
right?
vibes.
Yeah.
Availability.
Straight vibes, just like season 1. Straight vibes like season 1. No, I think with Harper, it's definitely she's like if there's a show has a main character, it's obviously Harper is the closest thing
Harper
to
is
that.
the clear number 1 pick.
I think in season 3 they moved away from Harper, they decentralized her, or they at least found her in a spot where she was at the very bottom.
That was really
for the
cool.
show.
Yeah.
For the show, I liked it.
Here's the thing: there's a lot of Harper stands out there. I'm one of them. Shouts to Harper Stern. Obviously,
Not a
there's
Harper
lots
stan.
of moments where Harper is like taking advantage of people. She's starting a company now. It seems like that's
Harper's the only one
designed
who's
on insider
operating
trading.
in the way that this all works.
You're
consistently.
watching in real time. They're showing you in real time how a person ends up being in spaces like this.
Yeah.
Because Harper's gonna either end up in jail or end up as one of those rich elite people.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's to me the closest thing that this show has to like upward mobility. You know, like we've seen, for example, in this season, how much Rob hit a glass ceiling and he cannot surpass. Like he cannot move between classes. And I don't think Harper's going to move between classes necessarily either. But for her to come from a university where she didn't even graduate from, but that's a non-target demographic, you know, school as they call it in the show, for her to make it in season 1, for her to actually get by on her merits, like she does seem to have a really good way about building trades and building assets or
she's
whatever.
Adrian Wojnarowski, man. All she does is get scoops and then inside trade.
And then she goes to the next level. And I think even for a point where she tried to like make it work at Leviathan Alpha, make it work with Petra, she just got too bored, and it was like, you know what, let's actually run this different scheme.
That scene with the donuts was really amazing.
That scene with the donuts is amazing,
Yeah.
and I think she just like hates her coworkers. She like needs toxicity in her life. I can't believe this is not we were first. So
I'm
wrong.
not a fan of her at all, man.
I thought you would love Harper.
I think she's
man.
like pure villain on this show.
I think
Really?
I think if anything, especially from Alex's like first comments on like how much this is almost traumatizing to watch and remind him about like his past, Harper would be like probably the worst person.
Yeah,
Harper's
it's
sick,
this
man.
exact stereotype of this like cutthroat person that I just cannot like stand.
Plus, in season 2, like she was just like Uber eating like white boys to her apartment to have sex with. Like it was.
I will say
Harper gets shit done.
I will say, like as a character too, she gets the best fits off on the show.
She gets the best
Oh,
fits off.
incredible
the
fits.
best
Her
fits.
overall like vibe improves a lot from season 1 to season 3.
Guaranteed best drip.
Yeah, for
Guaranteed
sure.
best trip.
Yeah.
And then also like
loves you.
iconic scenes. Like the best scenes involve Harper. It's just true. Like the argument with Yaz, like that's
Yaz
Harper.
got her on that
Oh
one.
my God. You think so?
Yeah, I
What?
scored that 10-9 for Yaz. Yeah, that was
Okay,
10-9
okay.
for Yasmin.
We're gonna have to
I'm
do
a
React
Yasmin
pod.
stan though.
All right.
Is
we
that
know
gonna
what
be
your
your
next
next pick?
But now
Yeah.
she's been lost to the muck.
Okay, so I'm up
Jerome,
next.
who you got?
Okay, I mean, I'm almost getting to the point where I'm just picking out people from the same household, but I'm gonna go with my boy Gus Saki.
Wow.
Gus!
Absent
Gus!
in season 3.
Absent in season
Gus.
3,
Yeah.
but just
Oh,
like
so
Yeah, best smile in the game.
so
oh,
prickly.
Joker
Most
smile.
charming
Such a
smile.
Joker
Prickly.
smile.
Yeah, amazing smile, amazing
Maybe
just
not a
pure
coincidence.
vibes.
I'm a big fan of how he colored his hair.
Oh man, that's right. Season 2, he
I
just
think he
ends up.
went blue.
He went
Tory blue.
Oh my gosh.
This guy just ended up working for Bloom.
No, but
Oh.
I think like as far as like he gets one of the earliest victories in the show walking away.
Well, he rejects. Yeah,
Oh,
he
yeah.
rejects the career path that
Buy
everybody
the
else
dip,
goes on.
short the VIX, fuck Bitcoin.
Yeah, that
Someone's
was
been
sick.
rewatching episodes.
Yeah,
Sorry, man. That is what he said in the meeting.
yeah. Wow, Gus, that's a nice pick, man.
Gus is sick. I think Gus would have been
like
there for you in
that.
the 3rd round, but
No,
I
Gus
see
would
why
be
you need
around.
Gus. Yeah.
But I think like in this point too, it's just
Yeah.
pure
Yeah.
vibes. I'd be
Yeah.
lying if I picked other people.
So there's rumors out there on the industry subreddit, which I am on sometimes,
Oh,
just to read. I don't
brother.
post.
Of course.
And there are small mentions that Gus has, because he's not in season 3.
No.
That he moved to the States to work in like Silicon Valley. And it does seem like Rob is now going there, and
Yeah.
Harper's starting her firm up again in
New York?
New York.
Yeah.
So you would assume that there's a chance but Gus would come back as a character. We've already seen Greg come back, which was a super random character.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Well, they've made the show flexible enough where they can like bring storylines.
Yeah.
The
Back
world building is so
impressive.
impressive.
The
And
world building
I
is
assume like they
impressive,
could
yeah.
do a big time jump if they want to for like the next season.
They kind of already did. They
Yeah.
already jumped 6 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like I think they can like do whatever they want.
Gus is sick though.
Yeah.
Gus is cool.
My next pick, I'm gonna take Anraj.
I wanted Anraj in there. That's a good pick.
Anraj.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's my boy.
Yeah, him and Sweet Pea together was like a great tag team.
I feel
towards
like
the
you
end
should
of
get
the
both.
season.
I feel like you should get both.
Okay, I'm
Wait,
gonna
wait,
take.
but what if I wanted Sweet Pea?
Yeah,
from
yeah,
my
No,
yeah.
but they're
Come
not
on, man.
individual characters. They're like a, like Gildan.
No, Anraj.
No,
No. Anraj kind of stepped up,
Sweet
man.
Pea exposed the entire company before it went down.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I feel like Anraj and Sweet Pea are a combo.
No,
You can't have them on two teams.
No,
That's like- That's
no.
like Colin DeMar
No,
shit right
even
there.
Steph and Clay broke up,
That's
man.
spice
There you
and
go.
dice, man.
No, Anraj. Yeah, Anraj was definitely
if-
spice.
All right. Let's just keep going. Keep going.
Just keep moving.
We're flowing. Man.
Also,
We're
it's
flowing.
I love both of your teams right now because
Yeah.
you have like the mentor-mentee matchups.
Yeah.
Yo, you having Rishi and Onrush?
It's crazy.
Yo, I'm cooking right now.
You're cooking.
All right, round
You're cooking with
3.
spice.
Let's see if we need a round 4, but
Yo,
round 3.
Onraj's little tiny mustache is so funny
I love
to me.
Onraj.
His overall vibe,
That's my
he's just
guy.
constantly getting bullied. He's like, I'm above my wrist limit. I'm above my wrist limit. And Rishi's just telling him to just like shut the hell up every time.
Yeah, but then he takes ecstasy
Him
at that 150th anniversary party
Yeah.
and finally claps back at Big Rish. Man.
There
Yo,
we go.
man, no.
And he gets the job at Leviathan Alpha.
Yeah. And he's always wearing vests.
Oh, yeah.
I love the little sweater vests.
All right,
His
round
fits are so good.
round 3.
Round 3. I mean, let's get a 4th round because I want another character, but I gotta take Yasmin. Come on.
Okay.
Yeah,
How you not
she
gonna take
fell off. She fell on the board.
I want
man.
Yasmin
She fell on the board.
for several reasons. Number one, I feel like Yasmin and Harper, like their sort of like frenemies dynamic is like one of the driving themes of the show.
This
It's
is
certainly
crazy.
a
You
huge.
went Eric, and then you went Harper,
Harper.
and then you went to the second apprentice. Yeah.
Oh
This is
yeah.
incredible.
Who am I gonna pick next, man? What's the first one? Daria.
Oh,
yeah.
The original
Man.
one.
All right, we're going 4th round.
No,
I'll look up this other
I'm gonna
one.
go with Yasmin for the 4th round. I feel like, I mean, first off, she's just a super important character. I also like I guess I like women characters who are able to like take their own agency.
Sure.
And ultimately, she is always trapped because she's like, no matter what, she's always gonna be upper class. She's almost, she starts off as sort of this like princess, but then like obviously that's taken away from her in
Sure.
season 3, and she has to sort of fight her way back. Somehow she ends up just firmly where she kind
Did
of
she take her
was.
agency though? By
She
the
never
end?
has full agency, but in
Right.
the way that she can operate and exercise it,
Yeah.
she does it to the fullest
Because
extent.
I would say
in
it's
season
very
3.
different from how Harper takes agency versus how she does.
You can only play the cards
Yeah.
dealt to you.
I think
Sure,
by the end
okay.
of season 3, as sad as it is, she realized that like she the product of her environment.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
she never gonna outrun that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's like, it reminded me a lot, like, I don't know if you guys watched Sopranos too. There was like when Adriana like told Christopher that she was like a snitch.
Yeah.
Like they were gonna run away. And then Christopher at a gas station was
Yep.
pumping gas and saw like a random, just like regular ass family.
Yeah.
And was like, this is not the life that I want.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
the
is this the
exact
lottery
same
ticket scene?
It's
as
literally
when
a
Yasmin
references.
saw the lottery tickets.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
like that she got the ick from
Yeah.
seeing Rob try to scratch a keynote ticket or whatever. Like,
but like even to the end, like she takes him like for that walk
Yeah.
to the garden. They fuck, and then like it's like she's still to the end fucking playing games with him too, because she kind of has
Is that
this.
how you read that scene?
That's how I read it, man. There's like a one final goodbye, but also like that's why they flash back to her being like, oh, like them talking about how like, because like Rob was just like, yo, you don't gotta be like playing games all the time
Yeah.
and stuff. Even to the end, like even though I know that was like a very emotional thing, it was like
Yeah.
a goodbye for her to him. Like she still could not help to just like leave that, because you're gonna leave a scar with Rob like doing that. It was like a
No,
little selfish on her part,
maybe,
I
but
wanna
I
Sure,
mean,
sure,
Rob's whole
sure.
storyline is that he's flirting with like the upper class. He's flirting
Sure.
with
Right.
the idea that maybe
Yeah.
I can get there if I
Someone
change my
watches the
accent.
watch.
If I like, you know what I mean? Like if I like go to Oxford, if
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
try to play along, be good at my job.
Yeah.
And he realizes all of it at the end is bullshit, and you can take
Yes.
whatever you can out of this.
Yeah.
And at the end, he's just like, yeah, guess what? I have money. From,
I mean, it's
from
a
Henry
sick
Mugg.
ending that basically like Rob takes the Henry money.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And knowingly acknowledges
Yeah.
and like
I'm-
And so does Yaz.
Yeah,
really.
Yeah.
that's the thing. But like
Yeah.
that they all
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
basically.
I'm
accept
glad.
the
I'm
fate.
glad they like put like a wrap on that like Rob and Yaz like storyline,
I
because
was
it was
also
just
sick of it as
lingering
well.
there the whole
yeah.
They
3
will, they
seasons,
won't
and it's
take-
like it was gonna head this
Yeah.
way, and they got to have their ending.
And like, if you think back to season 1, like so much of her storyline there with Rob was sexual, but obviously in the way of like her using sex
Airlines
as a
knows.
form of power.
Yeah, once you get the context of like her dad and like her whole life,
Yeah.
you understand why she is the way that she is.
No, she's like flirting
Yeah.
with power literally in season 1, and by
Yeah.
season 3, throughout the course of the season, she fully
It's
takes
also
it
a
within
good
whatever
pick to
context.
pick right now preseason because it could get really ugly after
Also,
this.
like she takes the ring off her dad's dead finger,
Yeah.
puts it on, and then proposes back into
yeah, that's
the
what I'm
upper
saying.
class
It's
at the
so
end with
dark,
it.
bro.
It's so
super
incredibly
It's
dark.
so
It's so
dark.
dark.
And then
Okay.
the rich
Yes.
homie who tries to hire Harper, who's hired Harper, is like at
Yeah.
that dinner too. Like all these rich elites, man.
Oh, Otto Moston? No,
Yeah.
that's a great pick for the
Otto-
fourth
Otto
round. by the way.
Moston.
I was going to
Jr.
say that is
No.
my third pick.
Damn.
I am going
my
to auto
God.
see because this is the thing. I
Yeah.
picked Robert Spearing and Gus Saki, two
Yeah.
people, two characters who basically realized they either don't want to or could not cut it in this space.
Yeah.
Yes.
So for me to survive in whatever this sport is,
Yeah.
I need a heavy player,
Yeah.
and I chose Otto Moston.
Otto Moston. Yo, first off, the fact that he's only in one season, he's He's a scene stealer, like as an actor.
Oh, yeah.
His like weird, like posh. It's not even quite posh. He's just kind of slick. He's
the closest thing to a Bond villain in the show.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
No,
He's
he's
got those light
he's
eyes,
the
too.
perfect guy
The
cast
raw
in that
fish
role.
scene?
The fish,
Yeah.
the scene where
Sick
Harper
fits,
gets
too.
whisked
Sick
away
fits.
into a
Sick
black
fits.
van, and at the
Yeah.
end of the episode 7, so like if you're watching it live at that time, you had to wait a whole week to see like if is Harper getting abducted or something.
Yeah.
she gets
Yeah,
taken
we're
to a
the only one who
fishing
watch it
village.
live. We're just here like blasting through.
She's like in a river somewhere,
Yeah.
Right.
And he's like fly fishing, and he offers her a piece of raw meat.
He appeared.
Yeah.
He's
It's so
a bigger
villainous.
threat than Vinay, and Vinay actually murdered someone.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
I should draft the name.
You know what? Dog, it would actually fit your team perfectly.
Oh, so good.
Draft
But yeah,
Diane too.
All
after.
that said, yeah, I feel like high PER,
Yeah.
Oh my
yeah,
for
yeah,
sure.
Yeah.
and
Willing
if I
to
need-
go over the second apron.
Six man of the year.
Gonna
award
go over
winner.
the second apron.
I mean, six man of the year. He might be Pat Riley. He might be running the whole damn shit.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah, I like that.
That's sick.
Damn,
man.
Sweet Pea's still on the board, eh?
Sweet
Now
Pea's
you
still
can
on
have
the board.
Sweet
You got a
Pea,
lot.
No, no. You know who I'm gonna go with?
Who you gonna
here
go
we
with,
go.
bro?
My favorite heroin addict, Clement Cowan.
Oh yeah,
Who had that one client.
That was my other one.
Showed
Clement.
who was it? Show Robert the ropes, right?
Yeah,
Show
yeah,
Robert the ropes.
He's
got
like-
him the
he's-
suit.
Yeah.
Yeah, left him money in his will.
Does more accents than Will Liu.
Yeah, only has one
Jesus.
client this whole time.
Yeah.
And then just bows out. Incredible performance.
That was
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah.
That was one of the-
Clement Cowan.
I feel like
My squad is Rishi. Arash,
Yeah, we need to read back the squads
and
afterward.
R.I.P. Clement Cowan.
that was crazy. No,
Not
but
even Kenny Kilbane.
Should we throw you a Nicole Craig in the mix while we're
screw
at it?
Kenny, man. Kenny's the worst character in the whole show.
Oh,
man.
my gosh.
I hate Kenny, man.
All right.
Especially when he does that stupid little dance. He looks like a little.
Wait, you know the
gremlin.
reference?
Huh?
You do know the
I
reference.
know, but he looks
Yeah,
like
it's-
such an imp. It's
All right,
like
final
perfect. Okay, final round,
bonus
final round.
fourth
oh
round.
my god. Well,
Sweet Pea's just not gonna get
to
picked.
complete
Might.
to complete the symmetry of my team, because I already have Eric and Harper.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take for my fourth pick Charles Hanani.
No, man.
That's
What?
disgusting.
Yo, this guy said he wants Hanani.
You went
No,
out
I'm
for-
not even gonna let you explain yourself.
No, we're skipping
you're,
right
you're
ahead.
you're off the board.
You're off.
We're not drafting.
No, you took
No,
Hunani.
no,
You took Hunani. You're done, bro.
This ain't the
no, you're
time
cut
and
off.
Stokes
No,
teammate
you're,
of the year.
you're cut off. You're cut off. You don't get to explain
why
yourself.
can't I get Charles Hanani, bro?
No.
Why can't I get Charles Hanani?
No,
We're just
you
not
have
gonna
Hunani.
Talk about him.
Yeah.
You got
The
him.
fact that he's
You
in
got him.
all 3 seasons, the fact that
boy.
he's
The
like
fact that
so-
availability.
This ain't a Kawhi Leonard situation, all right? He's
Wow,
on every season.
boy.
Wow.
He is so deeply, deeply terrible in a show that stands out for how bad and how cynical the people are.
I found him to
He
just
is
be like a cartoony villain, to be honest.
No,
like I
but-
didn't find him to be that interesting. Like he was there for the plot,
Yeah.
for what he was, but he was not interesting.
You didn't think it was interesting?
No, there was nothing interesting about him.
Okay, all right. Well, I mean, I'm just saying he
This
did.
guy drafted a bust. This
Oh,
guy's
wow,
team
okay.
sucks.
Who did you want me to take at this moment, man?
All right, Jerome.
Yeah, I'm taking Charles Hanani, man.
Jerome, let's get a little
lot of
moral.
gratuitous-
Let's get a little moral cleanse here.
Oh, who you gonna take, man? Daria,
That was rough.
Jackie. You're gonna take Jackie.
Hold on, I forgot the names.
Who else?
I
who's-
have a couple
Oh,
directions I
who's the
could go.
lawyer that Eric sleeps with?
Don't ruin.
Oh,
Don't
sorry,
say
sorry,
it.
sorry.
I have a
We might need a
couple
fifth round.
We're
directions.
gonna go fit to have a starting 5.
Okay, let's go.
Oh boy.
Let's go.
Oh, we're going to 5.
Thank
Yeah, we're gonna
goodness.
go 5.
I
Yeah.
got to round up my Charles
Sweet
Hanani.
Pea is falling. Yeah.
3P is falling.
Yeah.
We can go 5. So in that case, just for the sake of having a segue, if I chose a potential killer in Otto Moston, I might as well get a real killer in Vinay.
Yo, we might need to talk. I
Yo,
want to acquire
I feel
Vinay.
like you guys should do a trade after this.
I want to
You should
acquire
do a trade
Vinay.
after this.
Yeah.
Okay, give me the case for Vinay.
Yeah.
Because he's actually a cartoon villain. He's just
Yeah,
like,
I mean, Vinay's just not even there that much.
Vinay's
Like,
just
he's literally just like a shitty ass bookie, I guess. Who's
Yeah,
like, he's an asshole.
he's like, you got my money, blood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, he comes over for Christmas.
Yeah.
He leaves money in the card.
Yeah,
Which Rishi also gambles away the birthday money or the Christmas money for his newborn baby after he lost like 200K.
Here's my case for Vinay in the context of this draft.
All right, here you go.
My boy Vinay at the 4th pick ruined the life of the 1st pick in Rishi.
Damn.
Okay.
Yeah,
Devastation. That's why I took Charles.
That's true. Okay, man. You took Charles, man.
Because like season 4 setting up that like he was also a child predator.
You took Charles, bro.
There's a limit.
You took
Okay,
Charles,
all right,
bro.
okay, all right.
There's a limit.
Wow.
I can excuse murder, but I draw the line at Charles Hanani.
Yo,
Like,
Sweet Pea is fucking Cam Whitmore right now, man. Everybody knows she's available and no one's picking her.
Yo, there might be a back injury. There's a red
4th
flag
pick.
somewhere.
Give me Jesse Bloom.
Oh my God.
That's my
boy.
That's who I was going to
I
go
love
for.
that Jesse Bloom character. I thought he was like amazing in season 2.
Wow.
And then
that's amazing pick.
my boy hit that tax evasion
He
charge.
He got hit with that Rico.
The man started like he got introduced as basically Bill Murray in Lost in
He got
Translation,
hit.
Yeah.
and then became like one of the biggest power
Yeah.
players. It was so good.
Yeah, so I'm going Jesse Bloom. All right.
That was my pick if I didn't go Vinay, but Vinay just seemed funny.
Yeah.
Man, I gotta look on the board, man.
Yeah.
I gotta consult.
This
the
is your
board
final
here.
pick. This is the final
My
round.
4th and final
5th
pick.
round. Henry Muck just waiting in the green room.
I hate Henry
He's like,
Muck.
Unani went?
I have my final pick. Okay, go for it.
I got a 5th pick here.
Here we go.
For the 5th pick to complete again, my team has to have team synergy. Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Eric and Harper have chemistry.
Sure.
Yaz and Charles have chemistry.
Stop this.
Okay.
God.
Harper and Yaz have chemistry.
Sure.
Even Eric and Yaz have
Of
chemistry.
course.
I'm gonna get the 5th pick here.
I know who this is. I don't know.
Who's the boss of Eric before he killed? Adler.
You're taking
went
Bill.
Bill
You
Adler?
took
Give
my
me
guy,
Bill
man.
Adler.
You know who I thought you were actually going to go?
Oh, what? What's up?
Celeste Paquette.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Who?
Celeste, the one who was like almost going to hire.
Oh,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
French woman, and
Yeah,
she's
yeah.
like,
Yeah. She
she's
was
pretty
Bill
good. She's
Adler?
uninteresting to me.
Okay, so Bill Adler.
Damn,
Yeah,
man.
I'm gonna
You
take
took
Bill Adler.
I was
I'm gonna take
gonna
Bill
take
Adler.
Bill.
Bill Adler, I think, has this incredible gravitas about him where he's able to just swoop in, and every scene involving him becomes way more important. I also think that like the acting from that character, like I've never seen that actor before. I feel like he did a really good job.
Really good job.
Of portraying sort of like that closeness with Eric. I think every scene with him and
That guy
Eric
would be
was
like the de
always
facto
sick, man.
U.S. president in
Yeah.
so many disaster movies.
Yeah, I mean, the episodes with him and Eric are like when Zach Logo's on the Bill Simmons pod.
Oh,
I'm just
man.
like, I'm tapping into
How did
this.
we
I
get
need
to
a
Not
Bill
that
Simmons?
again.
I need a home and home series
Even I turned off my Bill
my
Simmons.
gosh.
of Eric and Adler. But no, it's cool, man. And of course, him getting like essentially clapped at the end there.
That was crazy.
Metaphorically he actually also literally dies too because he is
That's
going to
right.
the funeral.
Oh, what?
Man.
That's crazy.
Eric made a nice play on him, man. I gotta give him that.
That I mean, listen, that was
Your
a
last
killer.
two picks are dead.
Yeah, that's where I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with Adler. Give me
Okay, it
Adler.
just says
Give me
dead.
Adler.
Okay, so
Cat
for
money.
my pick,
Yeah.
I have to actually ask for permission on this one
What's
because
up?
it's a group of people.
Yeah. Okay. What's the group?
Just because I was thinking about it. Actually, Bill Adler, if anything, brought it up even stronger. It's they checked on the empty cans in the room. I want the entire Mitsubishi team.
Oh yeah, with the didn't they? Yo, they had a Japanese guy who spoke English too. Yo,
The whole Mitsubishi
Yo,
team.
that's
Ain't no
crazy.
way, dog.
yo,
Can I get
that's
the entire Mitsubishi team?
You're gonna have
Yo,
every one of those
that's
Japanese people.
crazy.
Man.
Thank you, thank you.
yo.
Wow, they were gonna just save Pierpoint. By the way, I never understood what their incentive was for saving Pierpoint.
Well, that's why they never did it.
They were
which
just
is why
like,
I loved
they were
it.
just like, yeah, we like
Yeah.
Pierpoint. Here's like $9 billion to float you.
in a single scene, which is like what most characters in the entire series have either arrived at or have yet to arrive at.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
walked into the room and said, "Y'all live like this," and walked back.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
They just bounced out, man.
Yeah,
out. So shout out my fifth pick, the
that's
entire
crazy.
Mitsubishi.
That's
team.
actually crazy.
I've been trying to find this guy's name the last 5 minutes,
who's
but
his name?
it's
What's
the HR guy.
Oh,
The
yes,
crazy
yes.
looking
That's a good pick.
He's got the
HR
sunken
guy.
eyes. Yeah,
Because at the last scene when they go to fire Eric Tao, he's already got the new vest on. Like
Yes.
it's a new Pure
No,
Point.
that's a great
Pure
pick.
Point Almirage.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I need a Pure Point Almirage.
So I'm taking industry. I'm taking Pure Point HR guy.
That's sick.
That's great. That's a great
I'm
pick.
willing to give you Wilhelmina as part of that bonus.
Yeah.
Because Wilhelmina also,
she a snake too, man.
she was killer in
Oh,
some of
yeah,
those
yeah,
scenes,
yeah.
man.
She
She
a
got those
snake.
like bright eyes, huge cheeks. Like
Yeah.
she just looks like unusual in a
Yeah.
way. Not trying to be rude. Like I just mean like
Yeah.
unique. And yeah, I mean,
So
man.
left in the green room are Henry Muck,
Henry Muck.
Yeah.
Sweet Pea,
Sweet Pea.
You
I feel
get
like
Sweet Pea.
I
You
feel
get
like you should get
Sweet Pea
Sweet
with
Pea.
Okay,
plus
Sweet
Entourage.
Pea
Sweet
with
Pea
Entourage.
Since
Yeah.
I took an entire
Nobody
Mitsubishi
took
team.
Petra.
I mean,
Eh.
Petra's okay.
Nobody took
Although
Petra.
great role. She was really good.
You know what I really like?
I was thinking about picking Aurora too,
Yo,
the
Aunt-
politician.
Yo,
Aurora's
she's
good.
sick.
Aurora's
Aurora's
good.
I
sick.
was
Yeah,
thinking about
Aurora's
taking
sick.
Aurora.
I liked the Rupert Murdoch character.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
he was
yeah,
good.
yeah.
He's really good.
No, he
He's
was
really
a good
good.
one too.
Because even
Yeah.
though he's
Because
like,
also like
he's very
he's sus.
charming in a way that I'm like, I know
Yeah.
you're a deeply horrible person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's actually quite charming.
I didn't mind Kenny too as a character,
Fuck
man.
Kenny, bro.
I didn't mind Kenny as a
I hated
character.
Kenny so
He was so
much.
funny, man.
He was just this evil gremlin,
He
and with
was
his
so
evil
funny.
gremlin friend Jackie. They're both evil.
I'll tell
gremlins
you
to
guys
me.
when we're wrapped here in a few minutes my real life comp of Kenny.
I gotta say, DVD was left on the board.
Oh,
Did
yeah,
anyone
DVD.
Yeah.
anyone mess with
DVD was a good one as well, but I feel like
I-
he kind of came and went, but when he was here, he
Just
had a
for
good
the
impact.
record, Justin Kleinman.
Okay, that's the
I think
HR guy.
that's the HR guy.
Nicole would have been a good one.
Yeah,
For
yeah.
whoever had Rob.
Yeah,
you know, a
Nicole.
lot of good chemistry there.
Nicole's a good
and
one.
by that I mean the worst chemistry
Nicole's
possible.
daughter.
Yeah, Nicole's. Oh my
I still
god,
can't believe
Nicole's
this guy
daughter
took
was
this guy
killing
took
me.
Charles Hunani and wanted to defend the pick.
I mean, like if anything, Charles Hanani only works as a softened blow to Nicole next.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some really good ones here, man. I mean, I think
Yeah.
the real test of this show is that they were able to write all these side characters,
Yeah.
and they're all each individually.
Wait, can we
enough.
recap everyone's team?
Oh, yes,
because I want to
okay.
hear this
Do
out.
we
Okay,
do,
so
do we
Will?
all know our own teams?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for
Okay.
my team, I have Eric Tao, head of sales at Pure Point. I have Harper Stern, who is the future of Leviathan Alpha / like whatever this breakaway company is, with Otto Moston. That's going to pretend to be a watchdog company to watch for industry fraud, but instead they're actually going to be the ones committing it themselves. I have Yasmin Kara Hanani, aka Yasmin Kara Hanani Muck now.
Oh my God.
Right, because she's married. I don't know if triple hyphenation is the way to go
That's
here.
crazy.
But it might just be Yasmin Muck. She's obviously I don't even know what her. I guess she's not working anymore. Good for her. She's very
Yeah,
rich.
she's chilling.
She's just
she's
super
like
rich.
profiled in like some sort of
Home
magazine
living
that,
something.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
she's
Some
yeah,
town and country shit.
that's like
Yes,
owned by
I think
her
it was Town and
family.
Country, yeah.
I have Charles Hanani, the most controversial person in the whole show, full of
This
controversial
guy's
people.
defending Miles Bridges.
Honestly, Miles Bridges is a saint compared to Charles
yeah,
Hanani,
shit, man.
and then I have Bill Adler.
So
Bill
stupid.
Adler.
Bill Adler.
Once again,
I do like
he
how
died so that the institution did not suffer.
You have two dead guys on your team is great.
Yeah, this guy got dead cat money, man. Holy.
Let's go.
Oh my gosh.
All right, Jerome, what do you got?
Okay, so my first pick was Robert Spearing.
Nice.
Yeah, Jerome got a good squad, man.
What?
I have Gus.
You got Hunani, man.
I have Gus Saki.
Yes.
You like feel good picks, I think. To
I
start
love the
I
little
really
bromance
like
at the
Gus.
start. The start of the show was.
I
Nice.
love
So
Gus.
that's why.
By the way, do you ever think they got together or no?
Yes.
Is that like explicitly
Did they
said?
No,
show
it's
that,
not.
It's like
but like I think they
implicit,
probably hooked
but
up.
they're
Yeah,
friends
it's like
still.
implied.
Yeah.
That's cool. I like that they're still friends. Yeah. okay, cool.
They're
Anyway,
essentially the Colin Damar of this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Sure. Let's go with
Why
that.
not?
Yeah,
Why
for
not?
sure. Yeah, absolutely.
But in
Kyle is Rob though.
sure.
Yeah.
But then like to go the other way to get some power into it, I went Otto Moston.
Nice.
Yeah,
That's a good pick.
Otto
Behind the
Moston
scenes.
Jr.
Otto's sick.
Yeah.
And just to make sure I had some muscle in the mix, I
Taking
need someone.
Vinay is so funny, man. Nobody brought Vinay into the draft combine. No workouts. And he's like, yo, I'm taking Vinay.
Renee's the Ulrich Shamshay of
Yo,
this draft.
Vinay was not at the draft at all.
Like, what? Most teams were like, wait, hold
Vinay's
on.
like, who I gotta kill, man?
No,
Holy. This guy
And
said
then
he
he has-
wanted. This
he
guy
has-
said he wanted a killer.
I gotta kill her. Yeah. Yo, every team needs a muscle.
Yo,
every
that's
team
crazy.
needs someone to do the dirty work.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's my boy Vinay.
Yeah.
And then you have the whole Mitsubishi group somehow.
Oh my god.
That's my 5th pick, which honestly is my favorite
Yeah.
pick of the bunch
Yeah.
now.
I like that. I
I
like
think I
that.
basically got the Jailblazers here, man. I got Rishi. Rishi's my main.
Dead.
He's the executioner.
Oh wait, no, he's alive. He's alive.
He's
Sorry.
alive.
I got
Spiritually dead.
I guess
Spiritually
I
dead.
did package Anraj and Sweet Pea.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got Jesse Bloom. I got
Yeah,
Jesse
that's a great
Bloom.
pick.
That's
Yeah.
a good-
I
that's a
got
pick. I like that.
R.I.P. Clement Coke. Just an honorary selection,
Salute.
just so I could get that
Just
one
salute.
client.
Yo, that's crazy.
And then I have Crazy Eyes HR guy, which we know the name of. Yeah.
He's
He looks like
HR,
a
man.
skull.
Okay, I just want to make a
He looks like a skull.
if HR guy is a valid pick in this, I
Yeah.
think Vinay is at least at that level.
Yeah. I think both of them were the most surprise picks of the draft.
Yeah.
That's
They
that's
both
pretty good.
went in for killings.
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
show.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
So
I mean,
yeah,
pretty
that
good,
was
man.
industry, man. Make sure you go check that out.
Yeah, I mean, if you haven't checked it out, we've spoiled the whole show for you, but
Yeah.
it's worth watching. It's like
You now know the
really,
50
really good.
Greatest characters.
Well, I
on the
think for
show.
anyone who's watched
It's
the
not a
show,
show for the plot twist either, by the
Yeah.
way. Like, it's not one of those things like Breaking Bad where after you watch, you're like, all right, cool. Like, I'm never going to see that again.
It
Like-
is. I mean, because of like how dark it is kind of crazy to think about a rewatch. But I could see
Yeah.
myself rewatching.
and
that
the show got a lot better.
I'm rewatching it again.
I thought
Yeah.
the show got better like every season.
Season 2 dips a little bit. Season 1
I don't
has a
know,
very-
man. Well, I thought 1 was the weakest, and then I thought they
Interesting.
started going
Okay.
2 was good
Okay.
because they started like expanding out the characters, and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
3
Oh, I
just
see what you
got
mean.
3 just got crazy.
Three's got crazy. And then
Three
like,
is when they got super comfortable because they knew all the characters and they're ready to tell
now
bigger
that the two
stories.
like showrunners had like directing stuff,
Yeah.
like the last 2 episodes.
Because we were
of 3
moving
are-
off the Pure Point floor, where it was like season 1, I think we were just on the floor,
Yeah.
like at all times. I mean, floor and partying.
like all the stuff that happens at the Henry Muck estate, like the
Yeah.
way it's shot,
Yeah,
everything.
that was like
the
modern
scene-
day Game of Thrones, man. It was crazy.
What is it, Barry Lyndon? Basically, it's like
Yeah.
that. A lot of like natural lighting.
No, it was crazy.
That scene where like it's Henry and Yaz and like the whole room disappears.
Yep.
Really good stuff.
No,
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Man.
Anyways,
I had a Gerald Henderson, Nicole, you're on my team.
yeah.
Just a terrible Predator team.
Are you sure it's not Charles Hanani?
Oh
I'm
my God.
renaming my team the Nashville Predators,
Oh my God. All
the
right.
London Predators.
Oh.
All
my
right. Thank
goodness.
you for listening to the October Banter Pod.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate you guys.
Thanks for sending in questions.
Subscribe to Hello and Welcome. If you've listened till the end, honestly, like shout outs.
No.
Like send some proof of that. I don't know how you can do that. You know, we'll pick one person, send you
I
a hat.
guess.
Yeah. So let us know, man. I appreciate you guys. And yeah, we'll have more content.
Give a random buzzword right now that gets people eligible for that hat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So you
it's a
have
promo
to
code.
send me an email with the title heading Charles Hunani Leviathan Alpha Rishi. Yeah. So the first person to email me that we'll send you a package. I'll reach out to you and get you some Hello and Welcome merch.
That's your version of
Yeah.
buy the dip, short the VIX.
So thank you. We'll more content this weekend, next weekend, everything. Thank you for listening.
This has been the Hello and Welcome podcast presented by Betway.